Welcome once again to the Date Fat Fried, y'all. There's Paul. Look at him smiling.
He doesn't seem to be
Look
smiling.
at that big old toothy smile you got there on the face of Paul's eager.
Where is it?
I'm sad, Paul, today.
You're sad, Paul.
Yeah, man.
Why you so sad, Paul?
Because that guy, the lead singer of the Cars, died, and I don't know who's going to drive me home tonight.
Oh, shit.
Take me home tonight. Paul's gonna.
It's like all the cool ones are dying, man.
Well, didn't we read an article about
We
that
did,
not too
dude.
long ago where it said, like, hey, all the big rock stars that actually are cool are going to be dead soon?
All the real ones are dying, man.
All the real rock
What are we gonna do?
stars are dead.
What are we going to do when there's no more rock stars left alive? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Hopefully the meteor will hit before that happens.
How the fuck are we going to function?
I don't know.
Who's going to drive you home tonight, TJ?
America hasn't run on rock and roll in a long time.
But that we built the city on rock and roll.
They'd rather listen to them moist calzones and X biscuits or whatever the hell.
Moist calzone.
Yeah,
Moist calzone, dude?
that's what I call him, dude.
Why?
That's because that's what he is.
He's a moist calzone.
He's a fucking moist calzone.
But that can be kind of tasty, though.
Maybe.
What's all
Some
gooey
people
on the
like it.
inside?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Gooey and cheesy.
You have that
and
wet
pepperoni.
calzone?
Dude, I was listening to, I guess he did a song with Ozzy or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
And I was listening to his song with Ozzy, and it starts off with Ozzy singing, and I was like, sweet. And then he started singing, I was like, oh, this song is dead to me. The end.
God.
So there's that
You're
first...
so close-minded, TJ.
Yeah, there's that first minute and a half of, like, Ozzy singing where I'm like, this is pretty cool. And then the moist calzone starts.
You know what?
in,
You're
and
to
I'm like,
blame
meh.
for getting me into that kind of music, though.
I am not.
You're fucking ripping on it constantly. All the Lil rappers and shit with me prompted me to listen to it. Then I fell in love with it. Mm-hmm. And now I can't listen to anything else, TJ.
Yep.
Now I listen to nothing but trap all day.
I just don't even understand it.
You got to feel the vibe, man.
I don't feel it.
You got to feel the groove.
I hate the vibe and I hate the groove, and I hope that
You got to
everyone
get
who
you
makes
some braids and get you some hoes.
I hope
TJ.
everyone who makes that kind of music dies.
You gotta. I
Really
tell you what,
painfully.
dude. Say that after you hang like a big 1 kilo Cuban link gold chain around your neck with a big fucking medallion that spins with your face on it, all made out of fucking, VVS one
That's
diamonds.
because TJ knows that'll never happen.
I'm done. And you step out of your fucking Rolls Royce Phantom. You know what I mean? You gotta hold that fucking chain back to make sure it don't clank against your door as you fucking let the valet park for you, and then you tell me you don't like that. See, you're not in the right headspace.
Not in the right headspace.
That whole genre is about giving you a little taste of what it feels like to go out and flex harder, not go out and like, hey, let's go to the Olive Garden and fucking have a meal. I'm talking about going out and every motherfucker that sees you knows that they got flexed on because your car is nicer, you're wearing their whole fucking life around your neck twice. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You get into that mindset, the music's great.
I feel like I like the mindset of that better than the music of that.
See? I don't know what problem you have with it. That's all it's about.
Well, TJ's theory about why you liked it was that you listened to it on acid, on repeat.
Oh, well, that's part of it. I'm not gonna lie. That's just Post Malone, though.
Yeah, that's Posty.
That explains.
But he
my
sounds
love
the
of
same
Posty.
as the rest of them anyway.
Right, but not to me. He doesn't. To me, he just sounds like Posty. He's his own thing.
He's his own unique
He
thing.
has the voice of an angel.
Yeah. I guess to some people, like, they listen in to like a genre of music like metal or something, and they hear all the brrr, and they're just like, that's all the same. There's no difference from one of those to the other.
I've heard a lot of people say that shit.
So I guess that when you're in it, you can detect the nuanced little differences that someone like me on the outside is just like, this all sounds exactly
There's varying
the fucking
levels
same.
of quality in it. I'll tell you that much. Some of it is dog doo-doo shit, but there's good shit, too.
There's bad shit and good shit.
Come on, G, get on the moist calzone train,
I don't
buddy.
think I'll ever be in it.
Hop aboard.
Anywho.
Lil Pump is the only one that never puts out bad shit. Lil Pump, shit's gold.
Shit's gold. Gold shit.
He can come shit at my house whenever he wants then, dude. I'll just collect his shit from the toilet.
He wouldn't let you, dude. He picks it up and spends it immediately
I can't blame him,
on
dude.
strippers.
Strippers.
Hands him his shit, and they're like,
He shits
damn!
right on the stage.
He just shits gold on the stage. Everybody fucking grabs it up.
Somebody films it and it makes him $1 million somehow. That's the way it works.
Damn.
That probably would happen, honestly.
That's a pretty good scam, I gotta say. I can at least
You ain't
admire it
kidding.
from a scam point.
You ain't kidding.
Give you one of my
It's the
turds,
best.
girl.
No, it's literally the best. The only problem is that we're all way too old to capitalize on it.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be like fucking
Yeah.
17 going on 18, you know what I mean? You gotta be right there to break.
Damn.
So that kind of sucks.
Yeah, man.
Oh, well. So,
If only.
Scotty, you did an episode, right?
Oh, shit, dude.
It's a Scotty episode. Did you
man,
do
I'm
it?
fucking,
Did you do the research, Scotty?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I did some research. Okay. Bernie Sanders is a pretty cool guy and stuff. He's like he's he's old. Not here. No, actually, TJ, I did do an episode.
Doesn't sound like you did an episode, Scotty.
Are you sure, dude?
Scotty slacked off.
Slacked off, dude. Why always
Shoddy
slacked off?
Scotty.
How dare you say that, Paul? How fucking
Hashtag
dare you?
shoddy Scotty.
You know, Paul, if you had the power to make things trend, maybe I'd be worried.
Trend?
Can't trend, Paul.
Dude, I trended out one of TJ's fucking tweets. Dude, that fucking tweet that I wrote for TJ,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Trended.
Trended where, Paul?
Super
In the
trend.
fucking gutter.
In my mind.
In your mind, okay. So, TJ, we're kind of do a back and forth thing. So we're gonna start with Bernie. Then we're gonna go to Joe.
So should I put? Is it like a picture?
No,
of
this is
both of them?
fine. Put him up here, dude. This is fucking Bernie as a baby. But you know what? No, just leave it here, TJ. So, TJ, we're starting with Bernie fighting out of the progressive corner, weighing in. It's none of your damn business, but I wrote the damn bill. Standing 6 feet tall. He hails from the streets of one of America's biggest cities. It's huge. Brooklyn, New York. He is the Baron of Burn, TJ, the socialist of Sting, the candidate with the best hair. Believe me, I know hair. The progressive powerhouse, TJ, I give you Bernie the Burner Sanders.
Wow. Wow. Damn, Scotty's bringing the heat tonight, dude. I'm hyped for this episode
So
now.
let's have a picture of old Joe Biden, TJ.
Yeah, where's Funkle Joe?
There's plenty of pictures, TJ. Just
I'm
pick.
finding one.
Oh, you're finding a picture, TJ.
Finding me a damn picture.
I'm finding me a picture if I don't need to.
You should have picked. You should have had these pictures.
You know what?
already.
I already had pictures up, TJ. You're just lying about me as usual.
You fucking
you're,
picked-
you're a terrible
you didn't
person.
take a picture
You're a
for this
terrible
segment.
host. You're a terrible host.
This is
You're
your
terrible.
error.
You're a terrible. Yeah, TJ. This is typical of people that lie, TJ.
Error.
His opponent, fighting out of the corporate Democrat corner, weighing in at the same weight as your creepy uncle who sits uncomfortably close at family gatherings, standing 6 feet tall. He was belched forth from parts unknown and congealed to form a mass that resembles a human being. He is the power of preteens, the blundering blunderbuss, the man who held Barack Obama's badge. What the hell? Bag! I give you Joe, the red-eyed Biden!
Oh, dude, the cheap heat. I love it, dude. Dude, I got to be honest with you. This is a pretty even match as I see it here at the top. We got two geriatrics. We got two guys, two fellas that are clearly advanced in age. This one here's teeth fell out the last time he was on TV.
What?
You know.
What?
So this is kind of like we could look at this like a classics match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Old versus old.
Well, we were suddenly going to do that tonight. So first category, TJ.
Category.
And I didn't fucking make the little fucking goddamn
Table.
nifty table like you did, TJ, because I'm low tech, dude. I'm lo-fi. I didn't do it. So the first category is looks and bio. The lives and looks of your contenders. So can you go back to the first image of little baby Bernie? This is courtesy of Larry Sanders, Bernie Sanders' big brother, who's on the left, and little baby Bernie is on the right. I couldn't find him as a true baby.
It's
but
the only time anyone's ever been to the left of Bernie Sanders.
And of course, it's no surprise to me. He's in a dress here.
You too. So Bernie Sanders was born September 8th, 1941.
More like Commie Sanders,
Shut
eh?
your fucking mouth,
Sorry,
TJ, before I
sorry,
get over
sorry.
there and slack you. In New York. He grew up in Brooklyn as the youngest of two sons of Jewish immigrants from Poland. From Poland, TJ. You ever been to Poland?
Fucking Jew, eh?
Yeah, what's of it?
I don't
And
know.
the
I'm just.
Yeah, what's of it?
A
TJ?
Jew and a Polak? I
don't
know
know.
about this one.
His father worked as a paint salesman. As part of
That
his
explains why he ate paint chips as
Yeah,
a kid.
lot
That's
of
why
lead
he's
in
into
that
that
paint,
socialism shit.
As part of the struggling working class family, Sanders recognized early on America's economic disparity, TJ, as he told the New Guardian newspaper, I saw unfairness. That was the major inspiration in my politics. Sanders also counts as one of his heroes, American socialist Eugene V. Debs, as an important influence.
Oh, yeah, that terrorist.
Go worship go worship that terrorist.
A terrorist.
Eugene V. Debs.
Terrorist. Next image, please, TJ.
Think about all the people he's killed.
So let's have Baby Joe. Oh,
not
unknown. So because I looked for a fucking 45 solid minutes to find a picture of Joe Biden as a baby, and it doesn't exist.
Joe Biden was grown in a lab.
That's why I said congealed into a mass to form a human being, because I have no proof he was ever a baby. Joe Biden, born on November 20th, 1942, grew up in the blue-collar city of Scranton.
That birthday's coming up.
In northeast Pennsylvania, TJ, because you probably don't know where Scranton is. You're an uneducated sort of guy.
That's true.
His father, Joseph Biden Sr.
Wait, what the fuck? Why is that funny?
Nothing. I just love Scotty. He just dismissively insults you constantly, and it's
That's
great.
what he does.
I know.
His
Scotty
father, Joseph Biden Sr., TJ, worked cleaning furnaces and as a used car salesman. TJ's favorite profession, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
His mother was Catherine Eugenia Jean Finnegan. Sounds
Okay.
like a little Irish in him. So next image, TJ, please. This is Kid Bernie.
I don't want to.
Next slide, please.
Which one do you think's Bernie, TJ?
I don't know.
The old man on the left?
Yeah.
Right there? No, that's
That's
not.
Bernie. That's Bernie in the 40s.
That looks like their Joe Biden uncle.
That is actually his father, Eli.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eli.
Larry is his older brother. He's on the right. And
And
the
what
bottom.
did he do again? Sell paint?
Yes.
He sold paint.
Amongst other jobs.
He looks like he runs a Jewish deli.
He probably could have run a good one. He looks like he'd make a mean-ass fucking Reuben.
So this is from Larry Sanders.
Dude, I love Jewish
His
delis.
older brother was like, so what was he like when he was little? He was quiet, but he was very athletic, a very good athlete from an early age. So a lot of people don't know that about Bernie. He's actually a good athlete.
I mean, he's pretty. I mean, like, even for his age now, he's pretty fucking spry and shit.
Yeah, we had a very strong street life, not in any aggressive kind of sense, but in the simple sense that after school, we were out in the street for hours, and each of us had a group of friends, and we all played all kinds of sports. And being a good athlete was very important social status amongst the boys of his neighborhood where he grew up.
I like to think that that's a lie, that he wasn't aggressive on the streets.
And this is another
I
quote.
want to think of Bernie fucking killing a dude
Scrapping
in his 20s,
out there.
dude.
Who knows what Bernie
What'd you
was
say
doing.
to me? What'd you say?
You want to go? So
love
this is
it.
his older brother talking about Bernie. I've often said we had two major political figures in our childhood. One was Hitler, and that taught us that politics is very serious. And the other was Roosevelt. And the lesson there was the government can do good things.
You heard it here, folks. Bernie Sanders' role model is Hitler.
Damn.
Not for that reason. Not for the reason you're thinking. As a Jewish man, that would be very strange if Adolf Hitler was actually his idol.
Well, maybe you're a real fucking masochistic Jew.
How about Kid Joe, TJ? Let's see little Kid Joe. This is after his test tube,
So this is the earliest known picture.
that I could find. I mean, maybe other ones exist.
This is Joe.
This is Joe.
That's a smart-looking lad.
So Biden
Well-dressed.
attended St.
well-heeled.
Paul's Elementary. So St. Paul's, I mean, how bad could he be, Paul?
Anybody that goes to a Paul
In
place
Scranton?
comes out great.
In, 19,
Except for Paul.
Yeah, except me.
In 1955, when he was 13 years old, the family moved to Mayfield, Delaware, a rapidly growing middle-class community sustained primarily by the nearby DuPont Chemical Company. As a child...
That would explain some things.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, TJ. That seems like a cheap shot.
It is.
As a child, Biden struggled with a stutter, and kids called him Dash and Joe Impedimenta to mock him.
Joe Impedimenta.
He eventually overcame his speech impediment by memorizing long passages of poetry and reciting them out loud in front of a mirror.
He thrusts his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghost.
Now, here's an insipid part, but I figured it was only fair to read it. We gave you a little
All of
background.
this is insipid.
Come on, Paul. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Biden credits his
Joe
parents.
Impedimenta, mouth filled with cementa.
Joe Impedimenta.
Joe Impedimenta. What are you doing,
How
Joe?
fucking cruel were these kids?
Can you spell out?
Was it Corn Pop himself that used to call him Joe Impedimenta?
I don't know. We'll hear about Corn
Oh, yeah,
Pop
that's
later
right.
today.
That's right.
Corn Pop coming later, dude.
Sorry.
Corn Pop. Hey, Paul, Corn Pop is coming later.
I gotta have my pops, dude.
Joe Impedimenta versus Corn Pop.
So Biden credits his parents with instilling in him toughness, hard work, and perseverance. He has recalled his father frequently saying, "Champ, the measure of a man is not how often he is knocked down, but how quickly he gets up."
Ugh,
Oh my God,
I
dude.
get knocked down. Then
Yeah,
I get
dude.
up
His
again.
dad is like a font of these old like anecdotes that you can find on like anecdotes.
If you fall off the horse, you gotta get back on the horse.
Pick yourself up, dust yourself
If you
off.
get knocked out in the ring, you gotta get back up in the ring.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, kid.
And you gotta get back up after you get the bush.
He's also said that when he would come home sullen because he had been bullied by one of the bigger kids in the neighborhood, his mother would tell him, "Bloody their nose so you can walk down the street the next day."
Joe Biden's. This is one of the things that people don't know about Joe Biden, dude.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's a street motherfucker.
Oh yeah, dude. You can tell
He's a
from this picture.
badass mother. Look at this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm scared right
He
now.
might not look like much, but he will kick your
He's got
fucking
a-
ass.
He's got
bitch.
a razor in his back pocket, guaranteed.
All right, how about
Cut you open.
I'm just a teenage Bernie baby.
Oh man.
Bernard Sanders.
Excuse me, Paul, what do you have a problem?
So Sanders attended Brooklyn's James Madison High School and then went on to Brooklyn College. In his last year of high school, he ran for president. So, and then this is an interview with Larry Sanders, his brother. So basically the person interviewed him says, "Of course." And he elucidates why that wasn't, of course. It wasn't, of course. It was a very big surprise. He was not that sort of person. I didn't expect it. I'm not sure why he did run. I never did ask him why he suddenly did that. And, of course, did he win? He didn't win. He finished third out of third. There were two other more plausible politicians with better smiles and so on. They were really the prototypes of what politicians who were to come. So he actually, there was like an inkling at the end of his high school career of like, you know what, I'm trying to be involved in the school political system, and he just didn't go anywhere.
The first few
Just
times he
failed.
tried to run for politics, man, in any political position, he lost.
I got knocked down, but then I got up again.
Yes, I got back up
Never
again.
gonna keep me down.
Do the drink part, Paul.
He takes a whiskey drink, he takes a vodka drink, he takes a lager drink, he takes a cider drink. He takes he sings a song that reminds him of the good times. He sings a song that reminds him of the better times.
I want to see Bernie recite the
Chumbawamba.
lyrics to Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping.
You probably could. Like somebody could do one of those super cuts where they just go,
Yeah.
you know.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down.
You know.
I love it.
They could
Please,
do it.
God, do it.
We're gonna have to
Come on.
fucking hire
I'm
someone.
begging
to
you,
make
somebody out there.
that. So how about Teen
It'll be a
Joe?
hit. I promise you. You're not going to have wasted your effort.
It's like a Teen Joe, TJ.
Teen Joe. They look
Yeah?
almost the same, honestly.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
from these pictures.
They kind of do.
They both have the same dorky ass haircut, except for Bernie's a little more Jew fro-y.
Yeah.
They both have that same gawking ass teeth.
Well, they're teenagers.
Yeah. Similar eyebrows. Yeah, they look kind of similar as kids. They don't look that similar now.
No.
So
Joe turned into a fucking some kind of weird rectangle man.
Biden attended the St. Helena School until he gained acceptance into the prestigious
Archmere Academy.
Yes, thank you, TJ.
I attend Archmere Academy.
TJ, did you attend Archmere Academy as well?
Yes.
Of course.
Sounds like a street kid to me. I know a lot of street guys that went to Archmere Academy.
Of course.
What did you do?
I say, Corn Pop, I will have to wrap a chain verily
Yeah.
against your
Dude,
skull.
I don't buy this fucking line from Joe. All of these pictures, you know what he looks like to me?
A dork.
A rich boy.
He looks like a
and a
rich
dork.
Paul, how dare you say that? Because although he had to work by washing the school windows,
Uh-huh.
weeding the gardens to help the family afford the tuition,
Yeah.
Biden had long dream of attending the school, which he called the object of my deepest desire.
Whoa.
My Oz.
My Oz?
His Oz? He wants to go to Oz?
At Archmere.
And his Oz is like a stuffy rich boy school?
Well, of course. It's,
Yeah.
it's Arch-
Wow.
It's so, yeah, dude.
At Archmere, Paul.
Wow.
Biden was a solid student, and despite his diminutive small size, a standout receiver on the football team. He was a skinny kid, his coach remembered,
His coach is still alive?
but he was one of the best pass receivers I had in 16 years as coach. Biden graduated from Archmere in 1961.
So basically, they not only did Bernie and Biden look the same, but they were both also into athletics and shit.
Yeah, dude, Bernie, it said on his picture he was captain of the track team.
Yep. He was
captain of the
dude,
fucking
Bernie apparently was
cross-country
fucking
team.
fast as shit back in the day.
Yeah, he could run. He still
He was
can.
a serious runner.
You remember that meme of
Yeah.
Bernie from 2016 of
Yeah,
him?
I mean, he can still do a brisk jog. I mean, he's fucking 70.
He's fucking 70
or
Dude,
something.
if
Dude, I'll be
Bernie
lucky to be drawing breath at that age.
If Bernie was going
if Paul,
anywhere,
if
he
you and
was
I are still
running.
alive at that age, there's jogging is not going to be a
Yeah,
fucking thing.
some other poor fucking healthy dude got cheated.
Oh,
then,
God,
me and you
dude.
were still
unless
alive.
you and I have like robot legs by then.
Fuck that, dude.
And that counts.
You and Paul at 70. Greetings, it is me, Paul. Fuck you, fuck you.
I'm fine, dude. Anytime they want to take this brain and put it in a fucking jar, I'm willing.
No, I meant you being like a Stephen Hawking.
Oh God,
I was thinking of
Don't
myself.
wish
I was
that on
thinking
me.
my brain was in a robot body when you did that voice. I was like, sweet.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
I like how
Give
you
me a
guys
robo-brain.
instantly go to like awesome, mega, super fucking robot body where you can leap over tall buildings and
Dude, it'd be
man
sweet.
can
I'd have like
dream.
a bunch of different bodies and shit. I'd be like going out as a different person every day. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, it'd be fucking.
Now let's
dope.
move on to adult Bernie, TJ.
No, I want to fucking fantasize about this more.
Okay,
You
then
do?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go.
I really like that. This is what I was talking about earlier. Remember when I was talking about trap? Because you need that much money.
Yeah.
That's gonna be available at some point in human history, but you're gonna have to be a rich motherfucker to get it.
All right.
So that's why I'm like, we got to chase the dollar bill, TJ.
Damn it.
We got to chase the almighty dollar to get our. Because think about it.
All right. So if everyone in the audience just gives us all their money, we
Yeah.
can. We look. I know it sounds crazy at first, but if you guys just give us every cent that you
Yes.
make,
Wow.
we can live such a fabulous, awesome lifestyle that you can watch.
Which is what everybody likes doing now.
Yeah, you know,
We'll
you're
be so
you're
fucking
never gonna be
filthy
rich,
rich.
yourself, so you might as well just make us rich and then treat us as your avatars.
Dude, yeah, you can play us like a video game.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you give a certain amount of money, we'll let you pick some crazy fucking expensive thing for us to buy and enjoy, and we'll film it.
yeah,
Look, you guys give us enough money.
Yeah.
We're going to get a new
Yeah.
yacht. We're
yeah.
going to sail it
That's
around
the
our
ticket.
yacht. Paul's
right.
going to get a Rolls Royce. Oh,
Yep.
look at him
All
drive
this
it.
talk of Bernie just makes me want free stuff, you know.
Of course. Look
Whoa.
at this here. Oh, TJ, have you ever been arrested, dude?
A criminal.
I don't think so,
A
dude.
total.
I was
fucking
arrested
degenerate.
as a teenager for breaking into a abandoned.
But you were
convenience
later
store.
released immediately.
Yeah, I wasn't
following.
like actually taken to jail, just driven home.
You broke into a convenience store?
It was
Yeah,
closed down.
It was a closed convenience store. Well, it didn't really break in either. It was unlocked. But whatever.
Yeah, you're splitting hairs. So Sanders became involved in the civil rights movement during his university days. As a member of the Congress of Racial Equality, CORE, TJ. That's all you know. It's a good
Sounds like a
acronym.
radical.
What he was, TJ, he was radical. Sanders participated in a sit-in against the segregation of off-campus housing in 1962.
No respect for the rule of
A
law.
goddamn commie if I ever heard one.
Racial pequodity?
He also served as an organizer for the Student Nonviolent My Ass Coordinating Committee.
I mean, what do you want? Let me just be honest with you guys. Who do you really want as president? Some non-violent loser?
Nope.
Or do you want Joe wrap a chain around their face hard as the fucking streets Biden?
Because let me tell you what, dude. If these two pigs were trying to take Joe Biden away, they'd be laying on the ground holding their jaws.
Joe
'cause he-
Biden would have snapped them two motherfuckers like they was twigs.
Yep. He doesn't take no shit. He comes from the streets.
The streets.
The mean streets of Archmere Academy.
He's an Archmere man. Back up.
Oh, shit! Archman, no! Stay away! I fear for my safety. So in 1963, G, he participated on the March on Washington, dude. You know what that was, TJ?
Yeah, the big fucking
was with
that
the
big-
Forrest
yeah,
Gump
That was
moment.
with milk, man.
So it's where Forrest Gump spoke.
Viet fucking Nam. After finishing college in 1964 with a degree in political science, Sanders lived on a kibbutz in Israel before settling in Vermont. He worked a number of jobs, TJ, including filmmaker, freelance writer, psychiatric aide, and teacher for low-income children through Head Start, which was where his political interest grew. During the Vietnam War, Sanders applied for conscientious objector status.
Coward status.
Although his status was eventually rejected, by then he was too old to be drafted.
Yeah, why didn't he have the fucking good graces to just get a deferment like all our other fucking leaders got? You know? Why do you have to actually file paperwork saying he was objectionably, personally, morally opposed to killing other people? Why didn't he just pretend he had a heel spur or something like
Yeah,
all our other fucking leaders.
Or show
do.
up with shit in his pants like Ted Nugent.
What did Trump? How did Trump avoid the draft? He was just rich. He just
He just
bought
got a
his
bunch
way
of
out.
deferments.
Yeah. Oh, I have heel spurs. Oh, university. I think he had a bunch. Trump just had a bunch of fucking excuses, dude. I mean, of course he's rich. Man, that's no shock. So how about Adult Joe, TJ?
What was Adult Joe doing? I bet it was rich person stuff.
What are you talking about, Paul?
Joe's a middle class, working class.
Somehow
kinda motherfucker,
he
dude.
he did this crazy magical unicorn leap from the fucking mean streets where he has to wrap a chain around somebody's
Look,
head every day to Archmere Academy, and some
Look,
tells
the
me
mean streets.
yeah.
The mean streets of Scranton, Pennsylvania, Paul. How dare you say that, dude?
So he hit the streets as soon as he finished at Archmere, or what?
So apparently a bunch of fucking people, just a note on this image, like when I found this image, a bunch of people wanted to bone Joe Biden from this time.
They thought he was like hot Biden.
Yeah, dude, this is like hot Biden.
I don't know. He's a pretty good looking
He'll
Biden
have you
here.
biting that lip. Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
shit, dude.
Oh, goodness.
So Biden attended the nearby University of Delaware, where he studied history and political science and played football. He would later admit that he spent his first 2 years of college far more interested in football, girls, and parties than academics. So basically, he just wanted to get laid and party.
Right.
First couple of years. Then he's like, oh, shit, I guess I have to actually have something to show for this time in my life.
Also, something poor kids are found doing, partying at a fucking university frat thing.
Yes, of course. So in
there's a lot of
1972, the Delaware Democratic Party encouraged a 29-year-old Biden to run against the popular Republican incumbent J. Caleb Boggs for the United States Senate. Although few thought he stood any chance, Biden ran a tireless campaign organized mostly by family members. His sister, Valerie Biden Owens, served as his campaign manager, and both of his parents campaigned daily. That November, a tight race with a large turnout, Biden won an upset victory to become the fifth youngest senator ever elected in the nation's history. He was only 29 when he became a fucking senator. But unfortunately for Biden, some fucking bad shit happened to him. And you guys may be aware of this, maybe not. A week before Christmas in 1972, Biden's wife and 3 children were involved in a terrible car accident while out shopping for a Christmas tree. The accident killed his wife and daughter and severely injured both of his sons, Beau and Hunter.
Wait, his sons' names are Beau and Hunter?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Beau is actually also dead now. Biden was inconsolable and even considered suicide. He recalls, I began to understand how despair led people just to cash in, how suicide wasn't just an option, but a rational option. I felt God had played a horrible trick on me, and I was angry.
I think he killed his own family to help his political career.
Just whack him, take care of him
A
for
useful
me.
story for an upcoming politician.
Yeah,
to
he
have.
started
Inspires a lot
started
of empathy.
flagging the polls. He's like, kill some of my family.
Well, he was
that'll boost my ratings.
I'll just cut the brake line.
Well, he was already elected by then, TJ.
I know, but his fucking he was probably flagging in the polls. He's like, I need to get the people on my
Well, he
side.
hadn't even assumed office then.
Whatever.
Okay.
Quit fucking shooting holes in my fucking story, dude.
All right, sorry, TJ. I'll be less analytical.
Let's just go along. Let's go down the crazy road of conspiratorial nonsense with me. God damn it.
You're free to do that. So middle-aged Bernie, TJ. Let's see.
So I mean, I shouldn't have to fucking say this, but I will because otherwise people are gonna get mad.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's bad that his family died. I am sad about that.
Oh yeah. I forgot. We should probably clear that up in this.
Yeah.
thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously.
It was
No-
a joke.
It was-
it was a dark joke.
No one's
it was-
happy his family died.
I
it was
do
gallows
not like
humor.
that happened to him. I don't like it when it happens to anybody.
No, it would suck to have anybody lose their family in a fucking.
And I know
car
that there's
accident.
some of you, if I don't fucking come out and say that, you'll just think that,
Oh, there's some that will do it anyway.
I know.
They'll be like, "Oh, I don't even care about your apology because the joke wasn't funny." You're gonna get it anyway. Dude.
Okay, it's all good.
You can't win.
Just give up, dude.
All right, all right,
wave,
give
the,
up.
wave the
Just
white
stop
flag.
making jokes. Goddamn.
I'm going to be serious from now on.
If you're on SNL, you'd be fired by now.
Yes,
I should be fired from SNL. I wouldn't Yeah, I guess no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, whatever, TJ.
You'd be immediate. They
Yes,
would never even
yes.
let you in.
I know. They wouldn't even, it'd be like, all right, so let's just take a look at some of your past stay. Okay, you're fired.
And
Yep. Whoa.
this is middle-aged Bernie.
Middle-aged Bernie.
So in the 70s, senators made several unsuccessful bids for public office as a member of the anti-war, no wonder he didn't win, Liberty Union Party before he left the group in 1979, probably because they didn't win. His first taste of political victory came by the thinnest of margins. So how many votes do you think he was elected as the mayor of Burlington, Vermont?
2.
12.
Damn.
He was elected by a margin of 12 votes.
How many people lived in Burlington at the time?
I do not know that.
Okay.
But I know he was only elected by 12 votes. Sanders was able to achieve this win with the support of the Progressive Coalition, a grassroots organization. He was reelected 3 more times, proving that the self-described Democratic Socialists had staying power.
So basically, once they actually had him, they're like, this ain't so bad.
Yeah, he's not such a bad fucking mayor.
He barely got in there, but once he's in, they're like, Bernie.
Well,
okay.
the incumbent always has an advantage, and I think once they saw that, he was doing a decent job, people were happy with him.
So there wasn't like bread lines in the streets in Burlington and shit.
Surprisingly, no, I don't think there were.
Strange, because I thought as soon as Bernie Sanders took power, it was
How did
bread
they
lines.
survive the socialist tenure of Bernie Sanders over there?
I'm
Without
not sure.
gulags and Spetsnaz and, the whole thing, knocking down people's doors, dragging them
And
off into the
comrade.
night. Bread lines. I mean, don't you think he'd immediately would have instituted those things in Burlington?
I think he did. He must have. He must have just made it a fascist nation where people couldn't even vote for anyone else.
No wonder, dude.
That's the only way he won.
So how about little middle-aged Joe here?
Ugh, okay.
He fell off quick.
Yeah.
What?
He had like a hot college phase, and
See,
then
they both kind of looked really similar as teenagers, and then Bernie got turned into a nerd, and Joe Biden turned handsome for about a second, and now Joe Biden looks like a fucking
a
turd.
sleazy ass lawyer.
Yeah, he looks like a. Didn't you say his dad was a used car salesman?
Yes.
Well, that's what he looks like.
Oh, TJ, how dare you say that?
He looks like a fucking used car salesman now.
He does.
He looks like someone that fucking wants your trust really bad, but
It looks
should
like
never
that's the
have
look
it.
on his face as you drive away in the lemon that's going to
Yeah.
break down 2 days from now.
He's just like, hope it doesn't explode in the parking lot.
Just get off the lot with it. Thank you.
As soon as they're off the lot,
Look,
then I'm
you
off
signed.
the line.
Look, you signed a contract. That's all I got. Look, we've honored the contract, dude.
the
fuck
second
that.
it's off the lot, it
Dude,
can
the son of
explode
a
into
fucking
flames.
used car salesman. Dude, there is a uniformly, unnecessarily horrible fucking job in this country that everybody knows and hates. And dude, that's all you need to know about Joe Biden. Used car salesman. Tell me one person that likes a used car salesman, and I'll show you a fucking shill for the used car salesman.
Yeah,
So from 1973 to 2009, Biden served a distinguished Senate career, TJ.
distinguished.
During his time in the Senate, Biden won the respect of many of the body's leading foreign policy experts, serving as chairman of the Committee on Foreign Relations for several years. In 1987, TJ, having established himself as one of Washington's most prominent Democratic lawmakers, Biden decided to run for the U.S. presidency. He dropped out of the Democratic primary, though, however, after reports had surfaced that he kind of pulled the Stevie. He plagiarized part of his speech.
Oh, he pulled a Glenn?
Yeah, I mean, What's going on to
Damn.
old man Bernie,
I
TJ?
just got that. Old Bernie.
Look at this fucking hair, dude. Look at this beautiful fucking hair.
I love the just never combs his hair. Just like, fuck that. I don't have time for that. Trying to fucking lead the revolution. I don't have time to fucking comb my goddamn hair.
So, outspoken on the issues, Sanders criticized both parties whenever he felt they were wrong. He was a vocal opponent of the Iraq War, concerned about the social and financial impact the conflict would cause. In an address,
Wrong about that one.
in an
Oh, yeah,
address
he
to the
turned
House,
out to be real wrong there.
he said,
Actually, that war was awesome for us.
as a caring nation, we should do everything we can to prevent the horrible suffering that war will cause. Sanders
Wrong.
also questioned the timing of the military action at a time when this damn country, I added the damn part, has a $6 trillion national debt and a growing deficit. Sanders sought
What's that dead at now?
much higher than that. Sanders sought to
Wonder if that's related.
switch to the Senate in 2006. This is during his time in the House. Excuse me, I should have mentioned that. So in 2006, he ran for the Senate, running against Republican businessman Richard Tarrant. He managed to win despite his opponent's significant advantage in funding. Tarrant spent $7 million of his own personal wealth in the election. battle.
Basically a Delaney
Yeah, a Delaney figure.
trying to buy his way into the
And I
corridors
trounced
of
his
power.
ass. In April 2015, Sanders announced he was seeking the presidential nomination for the Democratic Party. This longtime independent made the party switch out large out of political necessity, as we all know. It would require an enormous amount of time, energy, and money just to get on the ballot in 50 states as an independent, he said to USA Today. It made a lot more sense for me to work within the Democratic primary system where it's much easier to get on the ballot and have a chance to debate the other candidates. And the last bit we have for him is he has formally announced his bid for president again in February 2019. So it was obviously his second run. Now we're going to go to Old Man Joe, TJ.
Old man Joe.
Old Man Joe.
Old bleeding eye Joe. Bernie's got a bleeding heart. Joe's got a bleeding eye.
He at least looks the part of a scrapper here. He looks like he took a shot.
So in 2007, 20 years after his first unsuccessful presidential bid, Biden once again decided to run for the U.S. presidency. Despite his years of experience in the Senate, however, Biden's campaign failed to generate much momentum in a field dominated by Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
So
Biden
he didn't
dropped-
shine.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Outshined by Hillary Clinton.
And Barack Obama. Dude.
And so Biden dropped out after receiving less than 1% of the vote in the crucial Iowa caucus.
That's the Delaney zone, man.
Yeah,
don't wanna be
Biden.
there.
Biden was literally in the Delaney zone.
Several months later, though, Obama, having secured the Democratic nomination after a hard-fought campaign against Clinton, selected Biden as his running mate.
Which was weird, by the way.
With his working-class roots, Biden helped With his working-class roots, Biden helped the Obama campaign communicate its message of economic recovery to the blue-collar voters crucial to swing states like Ohio and Pennsylvania. Damn, these people just love to get had in those states, don't they? They just love it. On November 2nd, 2008, Barack Obama and Joe Biden convincingly defeated the Republican ticket of Arizona Senator John McCain and Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. Who could have seen that coming? Two totally dynamic candidates there. On January 20th, 2009, Obama was sworn as the 44th President of the United States, and Biden became the 47th Vice President. And, of course, just to sum this up, in 2012, of course, Obama was elected again, and Biden again served as Vice President. On April 25th, 2019, Biden delivered the expected news that he was running for the president in 2020. In his 3.5-minute video announcement, the former VP...
Which was terrible, by the way.
...referenced President Trump's attempt to equate people on both sides of the violent, racially charged clash in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017, saying he knew that when the threat to our nation was unlike any other I'd seen in my lifetime. He just had to run at that point.
Just had to.
That was the moment. That was the pivotal moment.
That was the moment. He wasn't planning to run, like, literally
No.
every second. I mean, that he was in the fucking Obama administration. He wasn't sitting there dreaming of sitting in the fucking president's seat.
As of today, Biden is the leader, the front runner.
The front runner.
In the Democratic primary system.
Riding
So-
the coattails of
We
Obama.
might actually give it to this fucking moron.
All right, guys.
I think we're gonna.
All right, so of these two men, who do you pick for the winner of looks and bio? So you guys...
Looks? Okay, so we got to judge looks here.
Looks and bio.
So they look pretty much the same when they were young. Like I said, Bernie kind of turned into a nerd, and I feel like he made the nerd thing work for him.
I mean, as he got older, kind of the Doc Brown thing going on,
Yeah.
too. I mean, that's kind of
Biden
cool.
just looks like the melted version of his middle-aged self.
Yeah, he just kind of
he
went
never evolved.
he went
at all.
from looking kind of normal as a kid to kind of looking handsome in his college days to looking like a fucking used car salesman in middle age.
I used Carl.
To just
Now he
this.
looks like he owns the used car company.
Yeah, like he.
I got to talk to old Joe about this one.
I got to get clearance on that from Joe.
Old bloody-eyed Joe. You know, he don't like to part with
Look,
his money.
Take $500 off, but you need to up the interest for at least a couple points.
If it hadn't been for bloody out Joe,
and
that
it's
sounds
more
like
like-
married.
that sounds like a
some
more
financing
likely-
fees.
That sounds like a more likely career path for a child of the streets. You know what I mean?
Yep. So I don't know. I gotta say, Bernie.
Bernie.
I mean, it's obvious. Bernie's cooler. Bernie fought the power. He actually got arrested and shit. He fought the man. He was on the right side of pretty much every issue we mentioned. Yeah,
So
it's
this
Bernie.
one, 2 points for Bernie. So Bernie walks away with the first one.
Yep. Easy
Okay.
peasy.
Our
Japanesey.
next category will be Bernie's burns versus Biden's blunders.
Well, that's not even fair.
What? Who said this show was fair?
I didn't.
Yeah, nobody.
I just said it wasn't.
That's your opinion, and you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
So number one of Biden's blunders. So we're going to start with Biden first this time. We got to be fair.
So are we playing videos in this section? What are we
Yes, this is video time. So Joe Biden is so dumb, he already knows that Bernie beat him. Don't believe me? Take a listen.
doing? Let's take a listen.
From your insurance company, from your employer, you automatically can buy into this. You don't have no pre-existing condition can stop you from buying in. You get covered, period. And if you notice, nobody's yet said how much it's going to cost the taxpayer. I hear this large savings. The president my friend from Vermont thinks that the employer is going to give you back if you negotiated his union all these years, got a cut in wages because you got.
Even Joe Biden's voting for Bernie.
I mean, at the end of the day, it looks like he is.
The president. I mean, fuck. God damn it. I should have said that.
Oh.
My friend from Vermont. I mean, God damn it.
So number two, we have.
Why can't I just fucking speak?
Number two we have here is Sorry Your Mom is Dead.
Sorry, your mom is dead.
Read the notes there, TJ.
What does it say?
Just read the. Are you looking at the document?
Yeah, what's up? Just read the note.
Oh, just skip to 53 seconds in, TJ.
All right, cool.
There's an old saying.
I'm gonna get you hooked on fucking
There's an
phonics,
old
TJ.
saying that goes like this. If you're
right,
lucky,
53.
but the Taoiseach knows a lot about it. His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although your mom's still alive as your dad passed. God bless her soul.
Okay, you landed.
I got to get this straight.
He got
Okay,
you know,
he
he
landed
got kind
pretty
of a
fuck-
soft landing out of that.
I gotta admit that there's ways that could have gone worse.
Yeah, I mean, he wormed his way out a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
Let's have the next one now.
What's the next one? Set it up.
So during a 2008 campaign rally in Missouri, Biden asked that the audience to applaud State Senator Chuck Graham. Stand up, Chuck. Let him see you, Biden said, gesturing for Graham to stand. And just play the video. I'll give you the next part. Oh, is it not playing? Okay.
And I also am told that Chuck Graham, state senator, is here. Chuck, stand up, Chuck.
Can you pause it now?
Oh, God love you.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Graham is a paraplegic following a car accident and is confined to a wheelchair.
God damn.
Your mom's dead. I mean, oh wait, actually she's not dead. Stand up, Chuck. Oh fuck, he's a paraplegic. God damn
Yeah.
it, Biden. Why?
And look, Biden tries
What am I
tries to
talking
recover
about?
again.
I tell you what, you're making everybody else stand up, though, pal. Thank
Wow,
you very, very much.
that was not as
tell you
soft a landing.
No.
That was not a landing at all. That was a crash landing.
I've slammed into the
Now,
mountainside and
look how he doesn't
exploded
turn it
into a
still.
ball of
Keep,
flames.
keep it going.
But stand up for Chuck.
Stand up for him.
Stand up for him. Oh man, now this has become a multinational
He's
disaster.
going out there. Don't go out there, Joe.
on news.
Abort, abort, abort,
Buddy.
abort, 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 abort.
Oh God, Joe.
Oh my God, no.
This is bad.
Joe.
That's a cringer, Joe.
No,
The next one is
Joe.
Joe Biden plagiarist, or as I like to call it, Joe Biden pulls a Stevie.
While at Syracuse Law School, Biden was involved in a plagiarism incident. He quoted 5 pages of someone else's work without proper citation. He was given an F, but appealed to the faculty and allowed to repeat the course. He got a B. This comes in the middle of another controversy about
Another fucking example of
So
middle
he got
class
away with
privilege.
plagiarism.
What?
Yeah, you can just redo it. You
You
get a
retake
B.
the course, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know, man. Is it possible that he just forgot to cite it properly? Maybe. But anybody that just straight up steals somebody else's fucking work and presents it as their own, especially at like the higher educational level, that should be the end of you. Like if he actually stole 5 pages of somebody else's work and tried to fob it off as his own, then how do you trust anything that comes out of his mouth, policy-wise or otherwise?
Yep.
So you guys are trying. Let's say it's a simple mistake, right? All right, can you play the next video, TJ?
plagiarism.
The next video.
Yeah.
Yet the gross national product does not allow for the health of our children, the quality of their education, or the joy of their play. It does not include the beauty of our poetry, or the strength of our marriages, the intelligence of our public debate, or the integrity of our public officials. It measures neither our wit nor our courage, neither our wisdom nor our learning, neither our compassion nor our devotion to our country. It measures everything in short, except that which makes life worthwhile. And it can tell us everything about America, except why we are proud that we are Americans.
The GNP by
just
itself
skip his.
is no mark of our national achievement, for it includes Walt's rifle.
America has been raised, and in Ronald Reagan's America, the standard has been wealth, economic success, and personal gain, the bottom line. But this standard is not a measure of how we can evaluate the condition of our society. It cannot measure the health of our children, the quality of our education, the joy of their play. It doesn't measure the beauty of our poetry, the strength of our marriages, the intelligence of our public debate.
So
he's just doing a really shitty Bobby Kennedy impersonation in a time before easily searchable archives, so he probably just got away with it. People thought he was brilliant.
No. Biden's campaign manager, Pat Cadell, took responsibility for mixing up pages of a planned Biden speech for the 1987 He's having California Democratic Convention with papers quoting an inspirational speech
Oops.
by the late Senator Robert F. Kennedy.
Whoopsie doopsie.
Yeah. So an already caught plagiarist has a convenient patsy to take the fall for him when he's caught doing it again, is what this sounds
There's
like.
numerous examples, if you go and look through it, of Biden being accused of plagiarism, and it really sticking in just the fact that he's just, I guess, is the kind of guy that just plagiarizes a lot. I mean, whatever. I guess if you, as long as you get away with it.
Yeah, I don't got much fucking. I don't know, dude. I don't like plagiarists.
How about
I don't got much fucking love for a plagiarist.
the next one we have is Biden does a racism. Actually, Biden does a lot of racisms.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
We have this notion that somehow.
Okay. All right. So there's that.
You can't go to a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have an Indian accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. I think there's a lot of people that work there in certain places that are like.
But you can't
Indian
go to
as
one
shit,
unless
but,
you
like,
have one?
You can go in there and order with
I
your.
have Bundesh.
Yeah, they understand usually. You have to like speak a little slower sometimes. I
We
don't
have to
know.
use sign
poor,
language.
you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Oopsie.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, I remember this
And
one happened
look
pretty
where he
recently.
is, the Asian Latino Coalition PAC. Ooh, oops.
Yeah, this is a bad oopsie in front of a group.
That's
of
all.
Wealthy kids, black kids.
What kind of a chance would a northeastern liberal like Joe Biden stand in the South if you were running in Democratic primaries against Southerners like Mark Warner and John Edwards?
You don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state.
They're going to put you all back in.
What?
My state was a slave state.
Well,
Why would you bring that up? Don't
yeah,
bring
why
that
is that
up.
a point of pride? You think that people are voting in the South based on whether you came from a slave state?
Was he from a free state or a slave state?
Oh.
A slave state? Oh, he has my vote.
You got my vote.
Chains.
When you got the first.
I missed that one. Hold on.
This time telling a black audience they're going to put him back in chains.
Oh.
My state was a slave state. My state
I mean,
is
it's
a
not
border
all black,
state.
but it's a
They're
majority.
going to put you all back in chains.
When you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy.
Who most foreign.
Why did Obama pick him again?
Not dirty like the rest of those blacks
He's
usually
clean.
are.
He washes his
Not
shoes.
It's like the first
Stupid.
time you seen a black person who was like articulate and
Yeah.
could talk and stuff.
Like they don't like just do a soft shoe and bumble their way through life, Like my racist preconception of how black people are. He's like more white, like me. Fuck.
Oh, it keeps going.
God. Okay.
Policy experts around the world say is the wisest man in the Orient. It's a large, very
All right. I'm not. Whatever. I don't give a shit if you say Orient.
The Orient is
identifiable
fine.
Somali community. I might add, if you ever come to the train station with me, you'll notice that I have great relationships with them because there's an awful lot who are driving cabs. Apologize for.
He looked kind of tubby there in that last one, and now he looks like old Schwarzenegger.
Kind of.
For what?
Former Vice President Biden Wednesday night
He
stood
looks
by
like
comments he
Anderson
made this
Cooper
week.
and Schwarzenegger fucked and had an old man.
Do not say this is my child.
Maybe they did.
Yes, puny.
Maybe they did, Paul.
About his work with two segregationist senators.
I was in a caucus with James O. Eastland. He never called me boy. He always called me son.
At least there was some civility. We got things done.
There's not a racist bone in my body. I've been involved in civil rights my whole career. Period.
Awesome.
I mean, some of those are flimsier than others, but some of them are pretty obviously, indicative of at least a little bit of a racist mindset.
That's at least some like grandpa isn't with the times kind of shit.
Yeah, it's definitely grandpa level racism.
So our next one is creepy Uncle Joe can't control himself. He's a little handsy. Yes, you know what?
He leans down smells my hair, and then plants this big, long kiss on the top of my head.
This vanished really quick, by the
actually
way.
going to kiss me. He started
What,
rubbing
like
noses
coverage
with me.
of this shit?
And
The
he
Creepy
was
Joe
still
shit?
holding onto my
Well, that's
face
because he's the
and
mainstream
rubbing
media's
noses
candidate.
Spread your
He's
legs.
the status quo candidate.
You stand right in front of me. Right, come on. You got somebody. Come on. Is this balanced? Molly, come over by me. Come on over here. Stand right next to me. There you go.
Hold the Bible.
Grandpa's one of those guys.
Yeah, just you come here, prop. You stand here. Just grab your arm and
Yeah.
just pull you where I want
Come
you
here,
to
you
be.
little mannequin.
Don't you love when Uncle Joe gets close to you?
Yeah, this is I don't know what this is. You don't touch other people's kids like that. You know what I mean? If that was his little daughter or granddaughter standing in front of him is one thing. But I don't know anybody that just walks up to somebody's kid and stands behind them and
Come here.
strokes them like that. That's just not.
You like that, don't you?
Look at that
Look
shit.
at Uncle Joe.
What's he
He
doing?
is extremely affectionate, extremely flirtatious in a completely safe way.
What is that?
What I mean,
It's a completely safe way to follow you.
Let me just say this: like, how would you like it if some giant person that you don't know started like grabbing your arm and like dragging you around and like stroking your hair and acting like weirdly super familiar with you, even though you don't know him?
Yeah,
I love it, of course.
yeah, you'd be ecstatic to receive that kind of attention from a stranger.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, it's not cool.
Joe Biden didn't do anything that's, anywhere near to that.
What did he say to her there?
It's hard to tell.
Like, all right.
Yeah, she looks comfortable.
Toddlers.
Why is he planting multi-kisses on people?
Look at this shit he does to Hillary.
Oh, he just holds her there?
Like, let me go.
They should have held on that because he sits there and holds her for like an uncomfortably
they
long
go
amount
back
of
to
time.
him.
Hey, are you bored yet?
You say good.
Isn't it kind of boring? She said, this is boring stuff, Mom. 4 granddaughters. Beautiful granddaughters like you guys. And guess what? Granddaughters are better than daughters. You know why? About age 12.
Yeah, I don't get this shit. There's kissing babies as a politician, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's this.
All right, kids, be
He's
prepared.
just handsy as fuck.
Yeah, we go to the swearing-in ceremony.
Why is he so handsy?
Yeah, I mean, this is Kyle Kalinske calls him Handsy Uncle Joseph.
Why is he like that, though?
Does
Does he think that this presents well?
The
He
story,
must because he just keeps on
the
doing
story, and this is not even the this is from his wife, his current wife, Jill Biden, is that Biden comes from a very super affectionate family, and this is normal for his family. So it's just something he learned as a young child, and he just does it to everybody, like male,
That's
female,
not-
everyone.
That's not a good excuse, man.
That's not the
Other people aren't subject to your weird fucking hyper touchy upbringing, and it's fine that you and your family do it, but you can't impose that shit on other fucking people.
But that was the reason I found listed for why he does this kind of stuff. I mean, like,
Oh, this fucking circus music they got going.
well, it's some conservative news rag. that
Dude, he's just touching all her. It's so weird.
That other kid's face.
See, he don't discriminate.
Damn, he kissed somebody's grandma.
She's like, get the hell away from me.
Oh, no, she'll take it, dude. She's
Trying to
hard
plant
get.
one on this old lady. Wants to take her home.
People's wives. Oh, dude.
Oh yeah,
Just trying to cuck that dude.
He's got this
Cucking
dude's
him.
wife.
And that dude's like, no, that's
He's
mine.
like, could you not be kissing all over my wife? Thanks.
Even Hillary. Even Hillary.
Oh god.
I like Hillary does
the
the-
long, uncomfortable long hold. Oh god,
I-
man, she won't let him go.
Tap out, Joe.
She's trying to get away. Clearly,
But she can't because there's so many cameras.
trying to
like, oh,
escape your
Joe.
fucking clutches.
I always believe governing, quite frankly, life for that matter, is about connecting with people. That won't change. I shake hands, I hug people, I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, you can do this. And whether they're women, men, young, old, it's the way I've always been. It's the way I've tried to show I care about them and I'm listening.
Yeah,
I mean-
I think he's kind of being given a pass.
I do. I don't think it disqualifies him from running. I think people can make their own decisions
Right.
about that.
I didn't
shit,
see a
but-
crime being committed or anything, but it's definitely socially awkward in a very uncomfortable way.
And to close our section about Biden's
And this
blunders,
is the newest one. I mean, I've been waiting for this.
Joe Biden and Corn Pop.
Corn Pop, Corn Pop.
I learned a lot.
All right, so if you guys don't know what this Corn Pop shit's about,
This is like his hot sauce in the purse moment.
this is better than that. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened in all of existence. I love this fucking story. We should have just done the entire fucking episode about this story.
Just the Corn Pop episode.
This should have just been. We should have just immediately said, "Fuck Joe. Fuck the rest of Joe Biden's life.
Let's do the Corn Pop.
Fuck Bernie Sanders." This episode is now about Corn Pop.
Oh, dude,
but
you pissed off every Bernie person just right there, TJ.
fuck that, dude. Corn Pop. Corn Pop 2020.
That'd be a thin episode. All right, go ahead and just play it, TJ.
And I learned that it makes a difference. This was the diving board area, and I was one of the guards, and there was a 3-meter board. And if you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Corn Pop was a bad
Oh man, dude, I want somebody to
dude.
animate this Corn Pop shit so bad.
I want the Ballad of Corn Pop, dude.
Corn Pop was a bad dude. This is like some bullshit story my dad would have told
Like,
me
dude,
to impress me.
I just imagine Corn Pop walking into a fucking saloon. Fuck this goddamn pool scenario.
Corn Pop.
Corn Pop was on the... All right, so let's just recap the story.
Corn Pop was on the diving board.
There's a diving board.
Joe
Joe
Biden
Biden is a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Here
Corn
we go.
Pop's on the diving board.
What happens?
And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors.
3 guys in straight razors?
Yeah. Damn, they're wearing...
They're wearing
Whoa,
the
fuck.
giant straight razors?
Dude, fuck that, man. 3 guys wearing straight razors? I'm done.
Fuck
I'm
me.
out.
It's over.
Corn Pop was a bad dude who ran a bunch of bad boys.
They were naughty.
They was little straight razors. What else do you want, kids?
I do think this story does get better, though.
Corn Pop and the serial killers.
Not a joke. There's a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "Come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, "You walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, 'You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.'" I said, "You kidding me?" He said, "No, if you don't come back." And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, in those days, you used to remember the straight razors, you'd bang them on the curb.
I needed a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they call Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time.
See, Grandpa Simpson just ran for president.
Dude, I that last little part, I want to make sure that everybody gets it.
Yeah, the chain thing.
Because the guys are already standing there with their straight razors
waiting.
out, and he goes and talks to the mechanic, and the mechanic is like, "Okay."
The only white guy.
The only white guy. He does all the pools.
All the pools
And,
on Earth.
and the mechanic takes him underneath the pool where the filter is stored. This is his words, not mine. And then takes the chain that they use to chain off the deep end and cuts a 6-foot length of it off for him.
All right.
And tells him to go out and beat the shit out of the 3 guys with razors. And if he doesn't,
don't come back.
Don't come back. This sounds like a story that never happened.
How dare you say that, Paul?
Who ruins the chain for the pool
Well, I mean, he knew Biden would be dead. I mean, Corn Pop was going to kill him, TJ. What do you want him to do?
Corn Pop's
He was a bad dude.
They ran some bad boys.
Get him rusty, put him in the rain barrel, get him rusty.
Put the chain in the rain barrel to get it rusty.
Yeah, nice and rusty.
What?
Yeah, you hear that?
Then you give your opponent
Put him in
tetanus.
the rain barrel
Here,
and get him
listen.
rusty?
Hey, listen.
Lockjaw.
So I walked out with the chain, and I walked up to my car. And they had, in those days, you used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in the rain barrel, get them rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
In those days.
Nobody remembers those days.
Yeah, all these black disinterested children remember those days where you used to put your straight razor in the rain barrel so it could get rusty.
And I tied an onion to my belt, which was the fashion.
Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 B's for a quarter, you'd say.
And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, close the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
Wow.
Yeah, no. I don't agree with this part. The name was in.
I'll take things that never happened for 200, Alex.
Daily double.
It happened, Paul.
What is Joe Biden's corn pop story for 200? No, dude. There's no fucking possible way this went down
I, for
like
one,
this.
totally believe
it. Makes no sense.
Corn Pop, of course, was threatening his life, but as soon as he came out and apologized with the chain, he was like, all's forgiven.
I don't apologize for kicking you out, but I apologize for what I said.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we good then.
Then we're friends now. And then me and Corn Pop was friends for life.
Everything's cool now, Corn
I never loved a black man more than Corn Pop until I met the great president, what's his name,
Well, how
Obama.
could you? How could you?
Who, by the way, picked me to be vice president for 8 years.
Who I knew and was friends with.
And like a lot. And he likes me a lot.
We like each other. We hugged, we kissed. It was beautiful.
Strange the president had still hasn't endorsed me yet, but just any day now. So now we're going to move on to Bernie's Burns, TJ.
Bernie's Burns.
I mean, number one, how can you not start with put a bird on it, dude?
The Oregonian.
And it's having a Portland rally.
He or she
This is the bird.
does their schoolwork seriously, does well, takes school.
What's going on?
Now, you see, this little bird doesn't know it. Oh,
I mean, a fucking bird landed on his podium. I don't know what else you have to say.
Bernie, this is like Bernie's Disney princess moment, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
I thought that bird was like an omen that
Should
it was
like
going to all be okay, but it wasn't.
It should
right.
drape a sash of finest linens around his shoulders for more impact.
Yeah.
You know, and bring him an olive branch and drop it right there on the podium for him to pick up and show to everybody what it is. You know what I mean? How could you? And like, I don't think you could script this.
No, you
Fuck
have,
no,
yeah,
dude.
You know what I mean? So he can't even be accused of cynically scripting a trained bird moment.
No.
It's just like a little cute little Tweety bird decided to land and look him right in the face for a little bit. I mean, how do you fight that?
I mean, there's like this woman over here is like looking up. I don't know if it's because there's a screen up
Yeah,
there.
they're-
She's like
they're
looking up
the
to
Trinitron.
God or something like, God has sent his little bird.
No, everybody's looking up. They're looking at the big fucking Trinitron.
Jumbotron
Yeah.
thing.
Why the fuck wouldn't they? A bird just landed on his podium, dude. That's just, I don't know.
It landed on the stage, and then when he pointed it out, it flew up to his fucking podium.
Dude, why didn't Christians get behind him after this shit?
Because they're all lying sacks of shit.
God damn, man. If there's ever been, like, when's the last time a miracle happened?
I mean, like, shouldn't a ray of, what has to happen? Does a ray of light
Yeah.
have to shine down?
Does fucking Jesus have to fucking parade down out of the clouds with a fucking laser and shit?
That'd be liberal
Point
Jesus.
at Bernie? I mean, what do you got to do?
Oh, you know what they would say then? That's the Antichrist. That ain't the real
Yeah, the
Jesus.
Antichrist sent that sweet little Tweety bird to kiss Bernie on the lips. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
That's the work of Satan there, Paul. Earthly desires.
Cool.
All right, but who knows about
So
cocaine?
Bernie used to have
Anyone ever seen
for a
cocaine?
couple of years.
Cocaine.
Between
Bernie's passing out cocaine
Between
to
1986
kids,
and
dude.
1988, Bernie had a public access show in Burlington, Vermont, as the mayor.
Oh, wow.
Bernie is fucking trying to get these kids hooked on cocaine. You
Yeah,
see
he's
that?
trying to deal them.
Yes, no.
Hold it one at a time. What about cocaine? Good thing, bad thing, what?
That kid's wrong. I hope Bernie explains to him the error of his ways.
Why doesn't Bernie have his arms all over those little girls and shit while he's sitting there?
Yeah, shouldn't he be sniffing their
God,
hair? And
he's
shit?
weirdly non-social. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Shouldn't
know.
he be like, yeah, putting their hair in pigtails and kissing them on the neck and shit?
My throat and my voice. It's election time. My voice gets hoarse.
Oh,
That's still the case.
yeah.
I know.
Well, at least you know what I mean? That lends credibility to Bernie.
Yeah, it's not just because he's old.
He's just out there barnstorming
Even
too
more
hard.
talking
I mean, he pretty much his speaking voice tends to be a yell. So
Yeah.
than usual. Some people will find that hard to believe.
Bernard Sanders, solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute
The office of mayor of the city of Burlington.
the office of mayor of the city of Burlington. Okay, why don't we just start talking and we'll see what's going on. So we're going to go weigh the fish now. Let's go. I was the first coach of the
he's just weighing fish. With
I'm going to weigh a fish.
Let's do the fish weigh.
Yeah. And I suspect they've done better since, right? They've had better coaching. Hey, this is cable access TV.
Bernie, have you ever been on a horse before?
Yes.
All right.
It looks like I have not been. What are we doing here?
George, welcome to the program. Thank you. Is that all you have to say, George? All right, well, we'll continue.
Wow, Bernie was not feeling George as a guest.
And here is a wild animal. Looks like a cocker spaniel. Coming here to get interviewed as to how he feels about this. Hey, Smith. Want to say hello to the people? Tablet shy, that's what we do.
Some of us are shocked.
Yeah, it's just more of stuff like this. It's just like him going around the city of Burlington and just...
I like this more relaxed side of Bernie, just like interviewing dogs and weighing fish and shit.
Yeah, and just talking to people and the citizens of his city.
That you're a member of a senior citizen club. What is a woman of 37 years old being a member of a senior citizen club?
Well, that's all right, Bernie. You're getting there, too.
Hi, I'm Dan Rather. This is 60 Minutes. We're here in Burlington, Vermont.
Sarah, come here a sec. I want to introduce you to Bernie.
Oh my God, it's such a frightening person.
If only kids were run. If only that kid had the sense to run from Biden, man.
Yeah.
I love this dude. They're
What is
crap.
this going on? He's singing Kumbaya and shit.
He's literally holding hands with people and singing Kumbaya. I don't think it was actually Kumbaya. Maybe it was.
I want to do a record with Bernie. And I said, okay, just let me know when, and we'll do it.
We're doing something I think reasonably historic, so let's do it good, and thanks very much for being here. I'll be isolated in there.
I love it.
Dignity, the willingness to stand up against the mighty and the powerful.
What the fuck is this?
He made a song.
He made a song, man.
Strong.
It's not a great song,
alive.
but it's a damn song.
Let me start off by saying
I love these idiots.
Hairdo. Lipstick is also very interesting. The color screen will focus in on it. It seems to be a black. Is that right? All right. So let me ask you the obvious question. All right. What does your dress mean? What does it say, or does it mean anything, or what?
It's just basically saying, to heck with society.
To heck with society.
To heck with society.
To heck with the law.
Well, they're Vermont edgelords.
Law and order. Well, it's not so much law and order, but
You're saying to the mayor to heck with law and order?
Damn.
Hey, I'm gonna put you in timeout, young lady. Wipe that stuff off your face. Get a job.
Oh, nice little layup from Bernie.
Bernie's got skills.
To pay them bills.
He looks absolutely
Okay,
thrilled
let's see
to be
what we
out in
got
the
down
snow.
here, Matt. It is a dark and dismal Saturday, where the meetings from the Board of Aldermen will be live from City Hall, right? So, Saturday Night Live, watch out. The Board of Aldermen are on the way.
did you know you...
At least he's self-aware.
I love it.
You know, Bernie's got that. He's an actual person thing going on. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's weird.
We can watch this last one, then we'll move on to the next
This one here?
Yeah, Alex.
You look like somebody on Back to the Future.
I look like
He looks like that guy on Back to the Future. Not Michael J. Fox, the other guy.
Other guy.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, that guy.
That guy.
You look like someone from Back to the Future.
The doctor guy. Yeah. I get it now, kids.
All right, TJ. So number 3 is no, I will not yield.
Somebody needs to get
Somebody needs to do
Somebody
what,
needs to get Bernie to say 1.21 gigawatts. I think
that should just be the campaign slogan, dude.
Yeah, he needs to do it.
Important amendment brought forth by Congressman Dellums and Congresswoman Waters. Sometimes I think that the people in this institution and in the White House are really losing contact and not knowing what's going on with the American people. In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices. And this is what the choice is about. We are spending $270 billion a year on the military, but we don't have a major enemy. I know it hurts your feelings. I know you're upset about it. I know you're hoping and praying that maybe we'll have another war. Maybe somebody will rise up. But it ain't happening. The Soviet Union doesn't exist. The Warsaw Pact is through. Who are you worried about? Iraq? Panama? Who are you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that our workers are seeing a decline in their standard of living. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. That's what they want to see. No more B-2 bombers. No more Star Wars. Let's make the quality products we need. Let's invest in American industry. No, I won't yield. The American people want to see our kids educated. They want a Head Start program. They want their kids to be able to go to college. They want to wipe out the fact that 5 million children in this country go to bed hungry. They want child care for their kids. They want decent education. Let's have the guts to give some leadership to this country. The Cold War's over. Let's reinvest in America. Let's support this amendment.
Time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from California.
Oh, the golf clap.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I can see his perspective.
Let's spend more on the military.
Immediately adopted.
Richly
after this.
embraced.
Yeah.
Of course.
That barn-burning speech got the whole floor standing ovation.
I think I heard 3 people clap.
So the next one is Bernie Sanders on the Persian Gulf War. This is the first Gulf War.
First Gulf War.
Mr. Sanders of Vermont.
Vermont.
What
state you're from?
I ask for unanimous consent to address the body for 5 minutes.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, we should make no mistake about it. Today is a tragic day for humanity, for the people of Iraq, for the people of the United States, and for the United Nations as an institution. It is also a tragic day for the future of our planet and for the children, 30,000 of whom in the Third World will starve to death today while we spend billions to wage this war.
America first, damn it.
Damn right.
America goddamn first.
More bombs keep us more safe.
I don't care about no damn foreigners and all their damn stupid problems, goddamn it.
If they already starved to death, what can we do about it? Nothing. They already dead.
They dead. Gotta worry about us, the living.
And 25% of whom live in poverty in our own country because we apparently lack the funds to provide them a minimal standard of living.
They gotta provide for them damn selves.
That's right.
These children are
Some
lazy.
bitch.
Look.
Damn lazy children don't want to get up by them bootstraps and do no goddamn work.
Let me tell you something. If people in a society is starving, what do their leaders have to do with that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Goddamn nothing.
Why don't they look
lazy?
I'll tell you what they did. They took away them child labor laws. Those kids can't even go work, earn themselves a sandwich.
Let's put them back to work.
Put them kids back. Look, you're 3 years old, maybe we'll give you a little sandwich. We turn
We'll pay
4.
him with a cheese sandwich at the end of the
When
day.
you're 4, you best get to the factory and start working hard.
Like I did. Pulled myself up by the bootstraps. Now I got my own double wide.
Actually, I mean, I didn't really do none of that.
Mr. Speaker, despite the fact that virtually the entire world has been united against Saddam Hussein, a two-bit vicious dictator who illegally and brutally invaded Kuwait, the President concluded that there was no way of resolving this conflict and achieving our goals other than waging a massive war, perhaps unprecedented in the history of the
Not anymore.
world in
No,
terms
it's just the
of the
beginning
death
of
and
one.
destruction wrought in its first day as a result of our aerial attacks. I disagree with that assessment. Mr. Speaker, there are 3 immediate concerns that I have regarding the current tragedy. First, despite the fact that we are now allied with such Middle Eastern governments as Syria, a terrorist dictatorship, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, feudalistic dictatorships, and Egypt, a one-party state which receives $7 billion in debt forgiveness to wage this war with us, I believe that in the long run, the action unleashed last night will go strongly against our interests in the Middle East. Clearly, the United States and its
It's obvious. It was clear to me is you hate America.
Yeah, he's wrong about that because we went on to bring freedom to that place.
Oh, wait.
We gave them the freedoms. We sprinkled the freedom on them.
Gave them the milkshake of freedom with the straw of justice.
And some freedom fries, too. you know.
allies
Not really sure that turned out that way.
Oh, it did.
will win this war. But the death and destruction.
I know, I love this shot. This is why I want you to keep playing it, dude, because this is exactly who gives a shit in this country.
It's literally speaking to one dork sitting there.
Yeah, like, all right, yeah, the war is bad, huh? Countless lives will be lost, yep.
Can I speak for 5 minutes? Like, yeah, to who?
Yeah, to nobody.
Let me just get this on the record, I guess.
Pretty much.
Probably about as many people watching at home on C-SPAN.
So yet again, Bernie wasn't fooled, so how about we play the next one, TJ? This is the Iraq War 2.0.
Yeah, when they rolled out the sequel to the highly successful original. Oh, my God.
Gentleman from Vermont is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank my friend from New Jersey for yielding. Mr. Speaker, I don't think any member of this body disagrees that Saddam Hussein is a tyrant, a murderer, and a man who has started 2 wars. He is clearly someone who cannot be trusted or believed. The question, Mr. Speaker, is not whether we like Saddam Hussein or not. The question is whether he represents an imminent threat to the American people and whether a unilateral American invasion of Iraq will do more harm than good. Mr. Speaker, the front page of the Washington Post today reported that all relevant U.S. intelligence agencies now say, despite what we have heard from the White House, that, quote, Saddam Hussein is unlikely to initiate a chemical or biological attack against the United States, end quote. Even more importantly, our intelligence agencies say that should Saddam conclude that a U.S.-led attack could no longer be deterred, he might, at that point, launch a chemical or biological counterattack. In other words, there is more danger of an attack on the United States if we launch a precipitous invasion. Mr. Speaker, I do not know why the President feels, despite what our intelligence agencies are saying, that it is so important to pass a resolution of this magnitude this week, and why it is necessary to go forward without the support of the United Nations and our major allies, including those who are fighting side by side with us in the war on terrorism. But I do fear that as a part of this process, the President is ignoring some of the most pressing economic issues affecting the well-being of ordinary Americans. There has been virtually no public discussion about the stock market's loss of trillions of dollars over the last few years, and that millions of Americans have seen the retirement benefits for which they have worked their entire lives disappear. When are we going to address?
Yeah, Bernie.
And
We've
by the
heard
way,
it all before.
Then Senator Joe Biden voted for the war, and then Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton also voted for this resolution authorizing the war.
Stupid, consistent-ass Bernie, always holding up the same fundamental principles.
Yeah.
Always demonstrating compassion for humanity.
Disgusting.
Gross, man.
Blah, blah, blah.
So here's number 6.
Hold on, let's just see.
This country today has a $340 billion war.
Do we get to see the crowd?
No.
We don't get to see the giant crowd. Okay, well, I happen to know that this speech was also to an empty fucking chamber.
Probably so.
Awesome.
No, it was. I know for a fact it was.
So the next one is Sanders defends gay soldiers. This is 1995.
95. So like before it was politically popular to do that.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Is there any shocking doubt? The same people that would vote to cut defense $177 billion, the same ones that would put homos in the military, the same ones that would not fund BRAC, the same ones that would not clear up. No, I will not. Sit down, you socialist.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
The more things change, the more they stay
Sit
the
down,
fucking
you
same.
damn socialist.
Sit down, socialist. I ain't letting no
like
damn
the
homos
homos
in the damn military, you some
They
bitch.
bad.
Basically beating the same fucking drum forever.
The gentleman yield. Parliamentary inquiry, Mr. Chairman. Do we have to call the gentleman a gentleman if he's not one?
Committee will be in order.
Oh, yeah, you burned him. You burned him.
Sick burn, lady.
God, you fucking... Ugh. It would have been so easy to just fucking roast that fucking guy, but you go with that weak shit.
Yeah.
He's not a
That's
gentleman.
why people hate fucking Democrats.
How ungallant of you.
Nutless.
Do I have to call him a gentleman if in fact he's not a gentleman?
Yeah.
So keep going.
Why didn't you say something like, do we really have to sit here and listen to this fucking retard? Why don't you say that?
Because then she would have been kicked out.
Yeah, then she'd get in trouble.
That's why we need angry, un-PC, fucking liberal left
Dude, people used to
motherfuckers,
beat each
dude.
other's asses on the floor and shit.
Yeah, let's see that again.
We need those days back where our politicians are out there actually fighting each
Someone
other.
go get you a fucking 6 foot of a pool chain
Oh,
and
dude,
whoop
like
some
how
ass in the fucking
dude
corridors of
that
power.
they had this argument before the Civil War, and they beat the guy nearly to death.
Yeah. It's happened multiple times in our nation's history.
You insult my family, sir?
Physical altercations have broken out on the floor. And there used to be, like, constant, flagrant violation of the rules. People shouting each other down. Gavels always pounding, but nobody's heeding it because,
Yeah, like who gives a shit, yeah.
Fuck the gavel.
So
I don't
here's
need that
Bernie.
shit.
Now look at this. Everybody just talking to an empty fucking room.
Mr. Chairman. The gentlewoman from Colorado is recognized. And the gentleman from Vermont is
Well,
recognized.
the gentleman from California, is he still here or did he disappear?
For what purpose does the gentleman from Vermont
I
rise?
rise to speak in support of the amendment.
The gentleman from Vermont.
I wonder if I could question the gentleman from California. I am rising in support of the amendment.
The chair is in charge. The chair is speaking. The gentleman from Vermont has been recognized for a period of 5 minutes, and you may now proceed.
I thank the chairman very much and would like the opportunity if the gentleman from California would respond, just to ask him a brief question, if I might. Now, my ears may have been playing a trick on me, but I thought I heard the gentleman a moment ago say something, quote unquote, about homos in the military. Was I right in hearing that expression?
Absolutely. Putting homosexuals in the military.
You said something about homos in the military. Was the gentleman referring to the many thousands and thousands of gay people who have put their lives on the line in countless wars defending this country? Was that the group of people that the gentleman was referring to?
I'm talking about the military people in the military do not support.
That's not what we were talking about. You used the word homos in the military. You have insulted thousands of men and women who have put their lives on the line.
I'm talking about you and liberals like you that keep the foreign.
Oh, yeah. Backpedal, asshole.
Liberals like you.
I'm talking about the liberals, man, because the liberals...
Why does that fucking dude look and talk like something that was mixed up in a moonshine bucket?
Probably was.
He just looks like a potato that somebody threw in the moonshine bucket.
He is from your great
And
state,
left
Paul.
rotten too long.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Paul, see, when I saw this guy, when you talked about the conservatives in California, Madera and shit, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah, because this dude's from California.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
no, it doesn't surprise me at all.
And our last Bernie burn is, I wrote the damn bill.
I like it.
Two things. They will be better because Medicare for All is comprehensive. It covers all health care needs. For senior citizens, it will finally include dental care, hearing aids, and eyeglasses.
But you don't know
Second of all.
You don't know that,
Second
Bernie.
of all.
We'll come to you in a second,
I do know, and
Congressman.
I wrote the damn bill. And second of all, second of all.
Damn. Dude, that guy looks like murderously. He looks like he's contemplating jumping and just strangling the life out of him.
Yeah, I think this is Tim Ryan here.
He always looked like a murderous psychopath every time you see.
Yeah, Tim Ryan. He is angry as all get out, and so would I. That's just like, there's a reason why Tim Ryan's no longer involved.
Mm-hmm.
So for Bernie's burns and Biden's blunders, TJ, who wins? Were Biden's blunders just so?
I feel like the deck is stacked in this episode a little.
Like, what are you talking about, Paul?
This is about as fair as a DNC fucking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's as fair as the DNC process for nominating candidates is.
As good as Corn Pop is, I got to give it to Bernie.
Yeah. I think our montage of Bernie doing cool shit somehow managed to be cooler than our montage of Joe Biden sucking dick.
Yep.
Look, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
I have
Somehow
no idea.
Bernie got squeaked out of that one.
It was
it was close. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it was close.
For a second, I was like, is Biden's inept fumbling and incompetence?
We might have to revisit it because if Biden keeps fumbling and foibling, it might get so bad it's good, and we might have to reassess.
I think with Corn Pop might have been the beginning of the so bad it's good Biden, dude.
If he keeps serving us up big heaping bowls of Corn Pops, then
like if he promises to bring 6 foot of chain to his debate with Trump,
maybe hey,
I might have to reconsider some things.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna go on the stage and I'm gonna beat Trump with a chain. It's like,
I mean, let's say Biden does ride it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be like 2 almost incoherent 70-year-old men flapping their fucking gums at each other.
Dude, that debate
It's gonna be
insane.
It's time. I mean, it's gonna be a disaster.
It's gonna be it's definitely gonna be a beautiful American disaster for sure.
Like, which one of these two senile old men who don't know what the fuck they're talking about do you want?
Biden versus Trump. I think Trump will win.
Of course he will.
Biden
is barely functional at this
Trump
point.
always has the quips.
Trump still knows how to sling fucking schoolyard insults and shit.
I honestly think that in the middle of the debate, Biden should just clock Trump in the face, dude.
That he's going to have to score any points with anybody.
He should just be like, you know what, bitch? Boom! Sock him in the fucking nose.
Let's go. You want to say that about me? Let's have a rough and tumble. Let's do fisticuffs
but
or
you know
whatever
what
it is.
Both of their Secret Service details come out and start
Yeah.
rumbling with each other.
Hell yeah.
Chairs get thrown.
But look, Biden's
crowd starts chanting, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry.
Biden has to knock fucking Trump on his ass. If Trump takes the fucking shot, then it's like, oh, dude, Biden's too weak to even knock Trump down.
Trump just rips off his tie like, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Dude, yeah. That's not going to happen, though. What's going to happen is Trump is going to sling a bunch of weak insults at Biden, and Biden is going to land horribly and bumblingly out of them. Trump is going to humiliate Biden over and over again with, like, base-level schoolyard
This guy
insults.
said he was going to take me behind the gym. Why hasn't he done it?
Yeah.
When are you going to take me behind the gym, Joe? Because the numbers don't look good, and just
things can happen, It's going to be awful. It's going to be real bad. Now, if somehow, by some fucking miracle, the DNC, which is clearly an arm for the moderate, corporatist fucking Democratic Party, that's why Joe Biden is at the masthead of their party right now. That's why the corporate news media is sucking Biden's dick like it was fucking made of gold. If Bernie gets in there with Trump and lights him up like he's done some of these barn burner speeches,
oh, yeah.
then we could have that could be something worthwhile.
Dude, anyone but Biden, please, anyone.
But it looks like it's going to be Biden. Biden, maybe Elizabeth Warren.
She's going to suck, too.
Yeah, she's definitely going to suck.
Pocahontas.
Yeah,
That's politically incorrect.
He's just going to come out with a feather in the back of his hair and just the whole time when she's talking. She loses.
Oh, Donald.
He's going to be like,
how?
So, TJ, what about policies?
Policies, huh? The thing that most Americans ultimately decide on. Policy.
Naturally.
Substance.
That's why it was first in the episode. I mean, towards the end. This is Joe Biden. How's Joe feeling about the issues? So we don't have to look at each one, but, I figured some good ones would be, we could look at, TJ, how about crime?
His resume is virtually unmatched.
Virtually
Unmatched.
Virtually is a bullshit word. So go to crime, TJ.
Okay.
I love that Obama is in the first paragraph you see at Joe
Capital
Biden.com.
punishment and death penalty. Abolish it.
So,
I like that.
Oh,
Does he
TJ,
actually
wait,
believe that?
wait. Oh, wait, TJ. Sorry, I have
No.
a little citation here. Biden supports capital punishment.
Oh, why does it say abolish it then?
Well, look, listen. Biden originally wrote the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994. The Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994 included Title IV, the Federal Death Penalty Act, creating 60 new death penalty offenses under 41 federal capital statutes.
So why does it say that he wants
Well,
to abolish it
he's
here?
changed his mind.
Oh, he's
changed his mind, too.
Okay, cool. Changed it. Got it. Cash bail reform. End it.
Oh, sorry. Another little amendment here.
Okay.
Biden wrote the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act, which deployed more police officers, increased prison sentences, and built more prisons. The bill helped reduce the crime rate, but critics say that, quote, created a financial incentive for jailing people and keeping there for longer periods of time, which had a disproportionate impact on minorities.
So basically, all this stuff in the crimes, all the progressive stuff he has on crime
That's
is
all bullshit.
just bullshit.
Yeah, his record actually shows the exact opposite.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, just so you know.
Minimum wage. Raise federal minimum wage $15
Which
an
most
hour.
candidates, state reparations, another bullshit thing.
That's a pretty standard Democratic position.
Gotta
at this
study
point.
that one.
Let's study.
Study it.
Got to look at reparations a little
So
more.
who pioneered this $15 an hour minimum wage shit into mainstream politics in America? Who was that again?
That was basically a bunch of there's like a fast food workers group that were demanding that they raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, which is, at the time was considered a quote unquote livable wage.
Right.
So
cost of college, 2 years should be free. 2 years, huh?
yeah, it makes very little sense.
Okay.
Expand or fix execs. So bullshit.
So wait a minute, hold on. The dude that had to pull weeds at Archstone Academy or whatever the fuck to afford his thing thinks people should still have to be out of pocket?
I attended Archmere.
Achmaya, teacher.
What a fucking limp-wristed shit position.
So expand or fix existing debt relief programs. Bullshit.
Boost teacher
Oh,
pay.
what a brave stance.
Me
there.
want more. How come all this years we've been hearing about more teacher pay and they never
But
seem
I
to
think
get
him
it?
and Bernie actually align on that. Bernie wants more pay for teachers, so they are.
I mean, I think across the board it's a good fucking part of what needs to happen with teachers, but just throwing more money at the situation is not going to fix it.
So unlimited spending should not be allowed in politics. What a brave and reasonable stance. Bernie.
Yeah, there should be a limit. No more than $20 billion.
Bernie agrees with him on that one.
Nuclear power.
Support. And if you click the thing, it'll tell us who else supports that. So only Kamala Harris and Jay Inslee.
So he's kind of standing alone on the nuclear thing.
Him and Kamala.
Yeah.
They're best buds on that one.
Support developing new nuclear technologies as part of an effort to fight climate change.
And it's such a weak thing. Support. I support that. Okay.
Support.
That means almost nothing.
My empty, meaningless fucking support.
End new oil and gas leases on federal land and end offshore drilling. Okay, a lot of people. I think Bernie agrees with that. Tax carbon emissions. Is Bernie in agreement on that one? Let's see. Nope. Bernie has a more comprehensive plan, but Yang is. Yang and Delaney.
There he is.
Delaney's fucking chrome dome is there.
Holy shit!
His
Look at
vacant
that
Pennywise-like smile.
Yes.
Wonderful. Strengthen
Farm
enforcement, but stop short of trust busting. Pay farmers to carry out climate-friendly practices. Did Bernie align on that one? Let me look at that one. Because there's some they do. Yep, Bernie him align on that one, actually.
Bernard. It's
Bernard.
Bernard.
It's Bernard.
Guns. Support a voluntary buyback program.
That's
on
basically
assault
nothing.
weapons.
Yeah. In favor of universal background checks, virtually every major candidate supports
All
that.
24 at least.
So abortion, some limits. So Biden is not. So here you go. According to Jamal Brown, Biden's press secretary, said that when Biden arrived in the Senate in 1973, he thought Roe v. Wade was wrongly decided, but now firmly believes Roe v. Wade is the law of the land and should not be overturned. In 1981, he voted for a failed constitutional amendment allowing states to overturn Roe v. Wade. In 1982, he voted against the same failed constitutional amendment allowing states to overturn Roe v. Wade. He now says he would consider codifying the Roe v. Wade precedent into federal law in the case of the ruling is overturned by the United States Supreme Court. He has pledged that we would appoint a United States Supreme Court justice who share the beliefs in upholding Roe v. Wade. So for a long time, he was against it. Now, he's changed his mind.
Yeah, so just seems like as times change, his positions change.
What?
I mean,
I mean, that can happen.
Yeah, we shouldn't totally.
I don't want to
discard it
totally
on that
poo-poo
basis,
the
but,
idea, but
I mean, like, it's kind of convenient when there's so many of these politicians who they always change right around the time the opinion polls start to reflect that change would be advantageous for them.
You can go look at Biden's political position.
Biden.
I
love it.
Biden's. Biden's political positions, and it was continuous. Build an ACA's foundation,
right?
Stupid. Support. Yep, him and Bernie actually agree on that one. If you click down, let's just make sure. Yep. Oh, it's actually Delaney.
Delaney.
Support
It's
negotiating for Medicare drug prices and international reference pricing.
What's wrong about that one? Now here's a big one, which he doesn't agree with Bernie on. Opposes Medicare for all, but would expand coverage.
We need half measures.
Yep.
Half measures now.
So DACA, he supports that, which is
most of them do.
Yeah.
Transportation, boost infrastructure spending, but no stated funding mechanism.
Bullshit, basically.
So, I like it, but
Just a
we'll figure it
hollow-ass
out.
view.
We'll figure it out. Decriminalize
He's the
marijuana.
only one on the stage, pretty much, that doesn't want to legalize it in some way. He only wants to decriminalize it. And Joe Biden has actually come out several times against marijuana legalization. So he's actually...
So he's on the record being against it.
Yes, he is against legalization.
Boost the defense budget. What?
Which is very strange. Keep the troops deployed. Another very strange position for a Democrat.
Well, apparently 7 others agree with him. Let's see who they are.
Let's see.
Fucking Michael Bennett. Stupid Cory
Klobuchar.
Booker. Klobuchar. Who the fuck is Seth Moulton?
Dropped out.
Tim Ryan.
Tim Ryan sucks.
Of course he does.
Swalwell gone.
Sucks.
Andrew Yang.
Yep.
Shitty position, Yang.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Yang has that position, but apparently he does.
Capital gains tax. That's the hot button issue everyone cares about.
Yeah, so
Increase the capital gains tax rate. Corporate income tax. Raise corporate taxes, but keep rates lower than before 2017.
So just keep Trump's stuff in place.
So just undo Trump, basically.
He'd probably keep Trump's stuff actually in place, is the way I interpret that.
Okay. Tech competition and antitrust.
We need more investigations first. Yeah, sure.
We got to study the issue.
Need to look at this for another 30 or 40 years.
China. Don't worry about China.
Wow.
China's fine.
Astonishing.
No one agrees. NAFTA, USMCA. Demand changes to USMCA. Okay. Tariffs. Don't use tariffs to pressure countries. TPP2.
And he wants
Support
that.
joining CPTPP.
Well, the Obama administration helped negotiate that. Okay, the next one is...
Who else? Who agrees with that? Delaney and
Hickenlooper.
Okay.
We've got to do it to be competitive, TJ.
Hickenlooper's gone now.
Yeah, a lot of these fuckers are gone.
So now we can go on to Bernie.
And Delaney should be gone. What's this? Okay. What is this?
Well, this is just polls. But
polls.
Is it the next one you clicked? No, I guess I could go back.
You skipped it. You fucked it up.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. Just go back one more. You can poll him too. No.
Yeah, I got you.
It's on that side.
You fucked it up.
Left-hand side.
You
TJ.
fucked it up, Scotty.
You fucked it up, dude. I'm
You
pretty sure
fucked it all up. Error.
Look, I know when I get sabotage, TJ, and this is clearly sabotage.
Telling y'all it's sabotage.
Abolish it. So I mean, but the difference here being that Bernie has always maintained these positions. That's a huge difference here.
So basically, they're the same now, but Bernie's had these views for way longer.
Yes, precisely.
All right. Eliminate mandatory minimum sentence. Eliminate
mandate paper
prisons.
ballots. That's a scary thought right there.
Oh no!
Why
An
should there
actual
be a
record.
Why should there be a record?
Bring back Glass-Steagall. Such a fucking
crazy
middle of the road thing. It's like should be the fucking least controversial thing.
Income
in the world.
inequality, raise tax on the wealthy, create new social programs. Also insane. $15 an hour minimum wage. Normal.
It seems like most people are on board with that.
Paid leave and state reparations. So he's the same with Biden on that issue.
Study. We need to study it.
Let's study it.
Because no one really wants to come out in favor of reparations.
Or against it.
Yeah, or against reparations. It's poison either way. You got to fucking take that middle-of-the-road approach.
How about the cost of college? So 2 years for Biden. College should be free. Okay. Now, here's a unique position for Sanders. Cancel all student debt. No other candidate has a similar view for that. Teacher pay, boost teacher pay. Of course, Bernie Sanders is going to want more teachers to get paid more.
And Joe agrees with that, right? Good old Joe.
They agree on that issue.
Good old Joe. Campaign finance.
And they agree on this one as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Joe agrees with the Electoral College thing. Can you click on that?
Let's see.
I don't believe he does.
Nope.
So he wants it to stick around. Okay, well, fair enough.
Felon voting. Felons should be allowed to vote while incarcerated.
So Paul,
who agrees with that? Oh, I guess O'Rourke does.
And Paul as well.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I see no mechanism. Like the arguments against that are just so flimsy and stupid. I saw one just today.
Yeah.
In our fucking chat, in our fucking comment section of the debate, we're saying, "Oh, Paul's so stupid. He wants to let criminals vote, but criminals don't know anything about what's going on in the world." And I'm like, neither does anybody else who votes. How flimsy is that? Oh yeah, they're not Americans. We can totally disenfranchise them because they don't know what's going on in the world. How the fuck do you know that?
Yeah. You're living in a prison too.
Last time I checked, most of these dudes were allowed newspapers. A lot of them get to watch TV. What makes you think they're not doing the same stupid shit you're doing?
I mean, they're definitely
How are
isolated.
you any more of? They're isolated from society, but they ain't isolated from news.
No.
They're allowed to read the newspapers. They're allowed to read the candidates' fucking. I just don't understand. It makes absolutely no sense. We're releasing people right now by the fucking thousands. Minor drug possession offenses and shit. All of those people were disenfranchised while they were in. We all agree that it was a bullshit. So you're in favor of that. You're in favor of a cop being able to scoop you up and put you in a place where you're not allowed to vote.
I think.
Why am I, a non-voter, more defensive of the right to vote than any of you stupid fucks?
I think it's just because they view it as just like, no, they didn't commit a crime, so they shouldn't vote.
did something bad. What if somebody points their finger at you and you done did something bad? You want to be able to vote
Well,
too?
they're the exception.
Of course. Anybody in their family, well, yeah, old Billy Bob ought to be able to vote, though.
Totally opposite on nuclear power, supports
Yeah,
closing down existing power reactors.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I gotta be honest, I'm kind of a centrist on this one. I'm kind of in the middle.
On what?
On the nuke question, the nuclear power plant question.
Where
are you at? I know you just watched. I know you watched Chernobyl or.
Yeah, I watched Chernobyl, but that's it's a drama, and it's the USSR, which doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So, and the message of that show is they cheaped out on the reactor, and that's basically what broke it.
I mean, France generates most of its power using nuclear reactors.
I think that this is a silly position of Bernie's, honestly. I think that at a time where we all agree that the current ways that we're fueling our economy, coal and fracking and
natural gas primarily,
natural gas and oil are all horribly poisonous to the fucking planet. I think that developing safe nuclear reactors could be a fucking answer to that.
I mean, wind and solar, of course, are good things too, but it's like, we have to look at anything that's going to reduce the amount of CO2 and other contaminants and pollutants going into the atmosphere immediately.
Yeah.
And if we already have the technology that already exists and is already proven.
Solar is really, it's really hard to get as much energy out of that as you'd want.
The truth of it is, there's a lot of scare tactics when it comes to fucking nukes because some big, giant, fucking massive disasters have happened with it. But the truth about it is that
Chernobyl and shit.
Nuclear power plants today are incredibly fucking stable, and the people that fucking run them, at least in the economies that rely heavily on nuclear, like Scotty mentioned, France, these people are at the top of their game. They're professionals that are held to a standard. There's multiple fail-safes that keep shit like what happened at Chernobyl from happening.
And the shit that happened in Japan, too, I mean, that was a tsunami. That was a crazy natural disaster. It wasn't the plant just failed.
That happened, but I mean, like, natural disasters happen.
Right. That's the thing is you have to be smart about it. And I think Japan, if they're guilty of anything, it's putting a nuclear reactor right on the fucking coast. I understand why they did that because they want access to the seawater and shit easily.
Yeah.
But in the end, when you're
cool the reactor and shit,
when you're a fucking country that
is
an island known for being hit by tragic tsunamis, putting all the fucking pumps that keep the reactor cool at ground level in the tsunami zone, probably not the smartest place to build a nuke reactor. I'm just gonna say.
No, definitely
Maybe
not.
move it inland. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, look, dude. There's a giant, at least one that I know of because I used to drive by it all the time. Nuclear reactor in Arizona.
Well, this is why I'm kind of a centrist on this because I agree that it can be safe and shit, but it's always like there have been all these disasters in the past, and it's always like, well, they did this wrong, and they did this wrong, and they did this. Well, yeah, but like human beings are going to continue to fuck up and do shit wrong.
Right, but
so I mean, there's going to be if we fucking rely on nuclear power, there's going to be nuclear fucking. There's going to be nuclear
I don't know,
disasters.
dude. I just think that's scary fucking thinking.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I think that if we committed ourselves to like making this as safe as absolutely humanely possible, then we could have like relatively cheap, easy, and sustainable energy into the next phase of humanity.
I wonder why they don't, with these companies who are investing now more in coal and natural gas plants than ever before suddenly are opposed to these kind of measures. Like it's strange. Okay, brand fracking everywhere. I don't know about everywhere, but I mean, hey.
I was in Ohio and I experienced earthquakes that were a result of fracking.
I mean, if we can do away with it for cleaner energy sources, then I don't really care about fracking.
It's bad. It's bad for the environment.
No, I'm not saying it's good for the environment, but I mean,
taints people's water.
The reality of it is, though, is that until all the consumers get off of fucking oil and gas as much as humanly possible, because look, there's still, industrial applications for this stuff that they just can't go away overnight. But if we can transition away from it, we could probably wouldn't need to frack anyways.
Reducing carbon emissions, impose government regulations. Only one person agrees.
And who is that? I think Warren. Yep, it's Warren.
War and peace. Farm economy, break up agribusiness.
This is talking about like giant mega farms,
like Monsanto kind of shit.
We'll click on
companies.
it. You can get a little more.
Warren, of course.
I was going to read it.
Oh, sorry.
So Senator Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have the most far-reaching antitrust plans. They are calling for the reversal of recent biotech mergers and for breaking up of major meatpacking companies, many of which are vertically integrated, meaning they control multiple phases of the supply chain. They also advocate for placing a moratorium on future mergers of large agricultural corporations.
Sounds like anti-business to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like anti-farmers to me. All these smaller farmers definitely love sending all their fucking shit to the big conglomerate farm and letting them make most of the profit.
Yeah, this seems like more like pro small and medium business.
Listen to this. 4 entities control most of the global grain supply. ADM, Bunge, Cargill, and Louis Dreyfus. Whoa, okay, Louis Dreyfus is fucking well off then. 3 corporations own much of the seed and pesticide sector. Bayer, which acquired Monsanto last year, Dow DuPont, and ChemChina Syngenta. And 85% of the beef supply is owned by 4 meat packers: Tyson Foods, JBS, Cargill, and National Beef. So there you go.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, this isn't the only area that needs antitrust breakups.
Media does.
Media needs it. The tech industry sorely needs it. So yeah, we need to come in and steal some of this fucking value back from these robber barons.
This is crazy. Universal free meals in schools. Nope. Let the kids fucking.
Who was the other? Who's the agree?
Julian Castro.
Huh? How come there's always like one I'm gonna pick a few random progressive issues. Castro's like, I'm gonna do universal free meals in schools.
Yeah, it's probably because it polls well where he's from.
What's all these high-profile stories about kids not paying their lunch bill and the fucking schools coming
Castro's
to fucking
like,
beat down the door?
I'll steal Bernie's position on that one.
The only one I think that I can remember off the top of my head that only Bernie had was forgiving all student debt.
Got it.
Assault weapons, support voluntary buyback,
so they're the
whatever.
Same, yeah. Healthcare, few limits, if any. Abort as many babies as you want, baby.
Kill all the babies.
All in on Medicare for all, of course. He wrote the damn bill.
I wrote the damn bill!
Sports negotiating for Medicare International. So that's why I didn't get... drug costs, I thought he was in favor of that. Yeah, I don't know why he's not appearing there.
Well, it doesn't show Biden here. There must be some slight difference we're missing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Medicare for all.
We know he supports
or bust.
Dreamers, of course.
Dreamers, they all support it.
So he wants to repeal the statute to make illegal entry to the United States illegal, or I think it make it a civil fine or something instead of a criminal act.
Open borders.
Yeah, don't support additional wall funding. I support zero wall funding myself, so we're on the same page.
It's just going to be a rust bucket fucking failed project in 10 years.
Boost infrastructure spending, but no
still
stated
vague promises on that one.
Figure it out, Bernie. Figure it out.
Legalize it.
Legalize that marijuana. Slash the defense budget. Who agrees? Let me see who's not a total piece of shit. Tulsi's there. Kirsten's there.
She's gone.
Kamala Harris is a lion bitch, but she's there. Klobuchar's there. Eric Swalwell. Warren and Yang.
Why does Eric Swalwell's picture look like it's from 1952?
I know, right?
I don't know.
That's where he belongs.
Bring the troops home. Capital gains. Increase it.
Inland tax breaks for offshoring. So
who agrees?
I think.
Tulsi.
Oh, Gabbard. Okay, Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
All right, we agree all there. Then.
Wall Street. Create taxes on financial trades. Who's agreeing?
Bill de Blasio.
Yang, Marianne Williamson, who sucks. Gillibrand, who sucks. And de Blasio, who sucks.
Yeah, and Bernie. There you go.
Boost taxes on wealthy Americans.
Nope. See? Here you go.
Trying to raise them wealthy
Socialists.
taxes.
You know what, guys?
List of socialists
it all
there.
sounds good.
I didn't know Delaney was
Till
there.
someone has to pay the bill, TJ, and that's the wealthy Americans. Oh, this is just insane. These rich people are going to have to suffer.
Break them up.
Oh,
Tech competition.
I got to say, I'm starting to feel like that they're kind of ideologically, like if you take all of these issues into, they're pretty close. Like, there's not many glaring differences between these two candidates.
Well, a lot of the stuff that Biden is saying now is because he's like aping Bernie on that shit too.
Well, I mean, hey, dude, you could take that cynical position, or you could say that in his old eye-poppingly fucking weird age.
So you were talking about
I'm going with TJ.
You were talking about this earlier, Paul. This tech competition antitrust. He's saying
another
break them
issue
up
that
too.
you guys agree with.
Yep, I'm definitely for this.
Tulsi's there as well. Warren's there.
Biden is not there, so that is a big difference between him and Biden.
Biden's not there on that.
Or any of the other antitrust breakup issues.
Amazon should be on that list
China,
as well.
they're different.
He's different on China. Support the goal, change your. I don't know what the fuck that means. This maybe explains it. Most popular position is to support Trump's overarching goal of taking on China while criticizing his dependence on tariffs. Okay.
So basically, go with Trump, but not on the tariffs.
Don't do the tariffs, but yeah, China's a problem. And
and
Joe
the US
Biden's position is China ain't a problem.
And the USMCA is the thing it's going to replace NAFTA, if it passes.
Just another one of these acronyms that we're all supposed to keep track of.
Against TPP, too.
It is notable, though. That
does agree with tariffs in some situations.
Yeah, in some situations, Bernie Sanders does support tariffs.
So does Warren and who else? I don't know, these fuckers. All them motherfuckers.
These other people, as opposed to TPP 2.0.
Well, there we go.
In our last section, actually, before we move on, so positions, I'm going to probably just call, I think we're all going to go with Bernie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but not by as wide a margin as I thought I would, honestly. But these position statements are pretty fucking thin.
Yeah.
Like, they're just kind of an overview look. I'm sure I'd find way more differences with Biden if I sat and listened to him ramble.
It kind of depends on what they're pushing, too.
So our last
because Bernie has a tendency to put policy really front and center, while Joe is kind of over there ranting about corn pop or whatever the fuck.
Dude, Bernie's made most of his political career on just talking about issues and policies and things he wants to do for people. You know, he's definitely a more populist candidate.
So what's next?
So our last section, TJ, is vision. And our first one will be Joe's vision. And
is this what I need, or is this
no, this isn't it. No pun intended. So
Joe's vision for America.
So this is from Joe Biden's official site.
Cool.
TJ. America is an idea.
An idea.
An idea that goes back to our founding principle, that all men are created equal. It's an idea that's stronger than any army, bigger than any ocean, more powerful than any dictator. It gives hope to the most desperate people on earth. It instills in every single person in this country the belief that no matter where they start in life, there's nothing they can't achieve if they work at it.
Except for
I was going to say, except for health care for millions and millions of Americans.
Not
but
that. No, or can't have free college
or
either.
College,
or,
yeah.
The next part is we're in a battle for the soul of America.
The soul of America.
It's time to remember who we are, TJ. We're Americans, tough, resilient, but always full of hope.
Hope.
It's time to treat each other with dignity. Build a middle class that works for everybody, not just the wealthy. I added that part, by the way. Fight back against the incredible abuse of power we're seeing. It's time to dig deep. Remember that our best days still lie ahead.
Oh my God.
I mean, so I don't think we need to go on.
Empty platitudes.
Empty platitudes, empty bullshit.
This is Joe's vision.
So we've got to rebuild
America.
the middle class, basically. It's just the same fucking rote policy.
We don't need to rebuild the middle class. We need to find where it fucking went, because there's not even rubble for us to rebuild. It's gone, Joe. What's your vision to bring back the middle class from its fucking death?
Well, it's a tacit admission. Say rebuilding is essentially the same thing. It's saying it's in rubble and we have to rebuild it from fucking...
It's not. There's no rubble left. It's long since sunk underneath the dunes. It's not here anymore. How are you going to jumpstart something that's dead? That's
You're
the
so
centerpiece.
negative,
Well,
Paul.
go down
The centerpiece of this shit is this middle class nonsense we hear from every fucking Democratic bobblehead.
The middle class.
So scroll down, TJ. So there's a three... go up a little bit.
Up, down, round.
In the middle. Okay, so we've got to demonstrate respected leadership on the world stage. It's another way he's going to do it. America is strongest when we lead not only with the example of power, but the power of our example.
Oh, man, he loves these bland-ass grandpa fucking anecdotes, doesn't he?
So he's going to restore us on the world stage, Paul. Doesn't that make you
about
feel
fucking
warm
time.
and fuzzy inside? He's
I
going to
feel
restore
super
leadership.
fuzzy.
You see, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
And what's the last pillar of that, TJ? We've
Got to make sure our democracy includes everyone.
Either all of us decide who runs and wins elected office, or only a few do.
And that's why Joe supports letting people in prison vote.
Oh,
right?
but he doesn't actually. So
Oh, okay, sorry. Wrong. Oops.
Ooh. Damn, man.
Well, all of us don't include people that are in jail.
I mean, so if you want to know what you're going to get from
jail people.
If you want to know what you're going to get from Joe Biden, we don't have to fucking go through his entire website, tell you a bunch of empty, meaningless bullshit that's not going to, that doesn't mean anything, doesn't stand for anything. He just wants your fucking vote. Please give it to Joe Biden if you want to throw your vote away.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie doesn't have a shitty little intro.
He doesn't bother. So this is what Bernie cares about. So number one, Medicare for all, which I think is a popular issue.
Signature legislation.
He supports the Green New Deal, college for all, which includes free college, and actually debt forgiveness.
The fuck is workplace democracy?
Pro-union stuff.
unions. Okay,
trade unions. He wants to expand Social Security. He wants to give people more money.
What's this justice shit? Today, we say to the prison industrial complex, we are no longer going to bring about that we are going to bring about real criminal justice reform in the international embarrassment of having more people in jail than any other country on earth. Yeah, that's
except China,
land of the free.
Except China and North Korea, but we don't really count
Instead of spending $80 billion a year on jails and incarceration, we're going to invest in jobs and education. Yeah, whatever, commie.
No more private prisons and detention centers.
You're a fucking commie. Where's your fucking 3-part plan to
How about reinvest in public education? Oh, terrible idea. A fundamental right to a good education? This guy is insane. Fair banking for all? What's that, TJ?
I don't know. What is it?
Read more. Let's fucking read more.
I want to know about this banking shit.
Last year alone, Americans paid $113 billion in interest on credit cards. That's 50% more than just 5 years ago.
Shit.
With a total of more than $1 trillion outstanding revolving credit card debt, an average balance of more than $6,000, millions of Americans are feeling the squeeze of higher interest rate and excessive fees. Meanwhile, the banks need taxpayer bailouts after tanking the global economy during the financial crisis are reaping the profits. Banks made a record $236.7 billion in profits last year, boosted by nearly $30 billion in giveaways from the Trump tax cuts. Thank you, Trump.
Cool.
The median APR on credit card, the median APR on a credit card stands at a record 21.36%. Department stores and retail companies charge consumers upwards of 27% of their store-branded credit card offerings. So he wants to cap interest rates at 15%. So that's a significant reduction for millions of people.
I like
carrying
that
a ton
one.
of debt.
I'm cool with that.
I think he wants to actually break up most of the big banks.
I'm good with that too.
That's another thing that he really wants to do. And I heard him talk about that, and basically just say that, look, these banks are too big. We need to study these banks, and after the study, a board is going to decide if these banks are too big to fucking fail. Get rid of them.
Too big to fail.
I mean, guys, look, it's obvious who's won this. Joe Biden has run away with this.
Corn pop.
The corn pop story really puts it front and center, the differences between these people.
So, Scotty, we're drum roll, all right? You're going to tell us who won.
I have to tabulate the votes, TJ. Okay. Do some DNC math. Carry the one. It's a landslide.
DNC math?
It's a landslide. Joe Biden is the winner.
Joe Biden is the winner, everybody!
Thank God.
I don't know how it happened. I know Bernie won more categories.
Go, Joe! Go, Joe!
I know it's strange. I know it seems strange, guys, but look, we've done the math. We've done the DNC math. I'm sorry, guys. It's Joe Biden.
Look, the DNC has spoken. Joe Biden!
Sounds good to me. The media agrees with us, dude. We're hitting on all cylinders this year.
Maybe we're going to remonetize our channel soon.
Maybe so. We love Biden.
We love Biden.
This is the episode that does it, guys. YouTube is going to be like, should we monetize them again? How do they feel about Biden? Oh, support Biden? All right, he's good.
Good old bloody-eyed Joe.
Bam for bloody-eyed Joe. Show'd been over a long time ago. Biden. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from?
I mean, it's an easy call, guys. I mean, sometimes we do these episodes and we go back and forth, but, this is one of those times where if you look at the
Biden walked away with it.
The guy that represents the people, that represents the policies that we all personally agree
on. The guy that's going to bring a chain to the fucking world and its problems and wrap it around its head.
Did Bernie have a story about dealing with someone like Corn Pop? I think
no,
not.
Absolutely not.
Bernie
you know what's going to happen?
Bernie was a coward. Let's be honest.
You know what's going to happen when Uncle Joe faces a fucking when he faces an international threat? He's going to go find the only white guy.
I'll tell you what.
The one that does all the pools.
Yep.
Get a length of chain cut for himself, and he's going to wrap that fucking chain around somebody's dome.
Oh, he don't need no 6-foot chain anymore, Paul.
Why's that?
Because he's got something bigger. That big old Joe Biden dick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit,
you could
dude.
tell he's got a big old
just going to club him
dick.
with that fucking big old fat
Well, look,
Joe Biden cock.
TJ, look, I consider that as a category very strongly.
Boom!
But if we had done that, I mean, it would have just been, he would have run away with it.
He's definitely got a bigger weenie than Bernie does.
I mean, Bernie Sanders' dick. Come on.
It's mediocre.
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I mean,
substandard.
I mean, he is Jewish, and I mean, also, I mean, Joe Biden. I mean, there's like a summoning
What do you mean
ritual.
Jewish? What, Jews have tiny peepees now? You racist?
I'm sorry, Paul. They
You're
do.
a racist. You're a racist.
I
piece
mean,
of
they
shit,
do,
Sam.
Paul. I'm
kinda
sorry. Look,
curious.
compared to Uncle Joe, I mean, Uncle Joe's like the Kraken dick, dude. It's like,
I'm gonna do a search.
like his pants start unzipping. You just start seeing this thing. Like you see it for like 20 minutes unveiled, dude. It's just,
Damn, why doesn't he do
It's
that
a
on
sight.
the campaign trail? He'd have my vote.
he
if
would
he'd whip
destroy
that
the
puppy
minds
out.
of the populace, Paul.
Oh, okay.
They just can't see that. They can't see Joe Biden's dick. It just can't happen.
What are you looking up, TJ?
I'm trying to find out,
If
the average
Jews-
penis size for a Jew. Average Jew penis size. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm looking it up. I'm finding it.
Get it.
I mean, it's
Well,
a little,
hurry
it's
it
a, hey,
up.
what can I say? It's a little small.
What the fuck? Where is it?
Look, TJ, it's not huge.
They don't know,
They
dude.
lied to
It's-
me.
it's-
It's nothing in
it's
here.
a little tiny,
clickbaited.
TJ.
You got
It's small.
clickbaited.
Son of
To
a
me,
bitch.
Clickbaited hard, TJ.
I want to know how big Jewish dicks are. God
Then
damn
go
it.
suck one.
Yeah, go find one and suck it.
Maybe I should. Maybe I fucking should. That's our show. Biden wins. The end. Bye.
Bye.